Greetings and salutations, my most bodacious friends, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where tonight a group of mad actors will survive the neon-flavoured, synth-pop-scored tales of the loop, or tales from the loop, I should say. Now, I am your guest host and omnipresent narrator, Sam Burns, and joining me is Jason Cowabunga Phelps. Ellie, the Radical Sparrow.
It's my radical sound.
And Robbie, totally tubular, Bellekom. How's everyone doing today?
Oh,
Tubular.
it's the middle
Apparently.
of winter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Recording this shortly before Christmas.
Yes, it's Christmas in 2 days.
Yes, and interestingly enough, that's also going to be the setting of the tale from the loop we're going to be telling today.
Ooh.
Now, just for anyone who isn't familiar, Tales from the Loop is a role-playing game by Simon Stellenhag and Nils Hinst, and it's set in a fictionalized 1980s that never was. In it, a group of players takes on the role of children in a coming-of-age style adventure. Think E.T., Flight of the Navigator, Stand By Me, or Stranger Things. In this adventure, we're going to be playing through a scenario that comes from the main Tales from the Loop book, and the title of which I have deliberately withheld from all of you playing, but you out there in the audience will probably know what it is, because you've seen the title of this episode.
Fun.
Yes. The book gives details of two alternative settings for the game. One is in Sweden, one is in America. I have chosen in this iteration to do the Swedish version. If we have any Swedish listeners, I hope I don't butcher the pronunciations of your place names too badly.
We're sorry. Yeah, we're sorry. We actually do quite well in Sweden as well in the charts.
Yeah.
So they're one of the
also
places
have
we do
done
slightly better in.
absolutely- Like, I've done nothing in terms of character to make this character in any way Swedish.
Oh no, mine is not remotely
It's
Swedish.
fine.
I'm actually
It's,
explicitly playing a not Swedish character. Mine's German. He's an exchange student.
That's fine, yeah.
So German people can be offended by my accent instead.
I'm going to level with all of you. The reason why I opted for the Swedish version of this is because, while I absolutely love the American setting for this as well, I just feel like it's nice in English-speaking media to be somewhere else occasionally.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of being somewhere else occasionally, shall we briefly
Yes, it is
pop-
at this point we're going to tune our analog radio dials and see what messages from the present.
It's Future Jason with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. As ever, a massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs, link in the description. We are an affiliate of dnddice.com, makers of beautiful specialty dice since 2010. Whether you need dice because you're masquerading as a vampire, calling Cthulhu, or are some sort of pathfinder gathering the magic munchkins, you can click through our affiliate link in the description and grab yourself or a friend some particularly sexy dice or a particularly sexy leather dice bag. We are also an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code FLINTLOCKS20 to take 20% off clothing and FLINTLOCKS10 to take 10% off not clothing. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason.
And welcome back. Now, I have in my notes here a section that just says, brief explanation of the mechanics. So I best do that then.
Yay!
This is a rather mechanics-light system in that the characters have a set of attributes and skills. And this basically amounts to how many d6s they roll when they are doing a check that relates to the skill or the attribute. A success is a 6, anything else is a failure. They can push the roll in order to re-roll something immediately, but if they fail once again, there is usually a consequence. If they roll more successes than are needed, they can again push the roll in order to gain other additional benefits. There is also a certain amount of luck points that each of the characters have, and that's based on their age. Because in this system, you are a child somewhere between the ages of 10 and 15. And what your age is determines what your skills that you have to allot are, and how much luck you have. So the older you are, the less luck you have, but the more skilled you are. And the younger you are, the fewer skills you have, but the more luck you have. Fortune favours small children. Now, I guess this means that we are on to the scene setting portion. So, for this game, it is December the 17th, 1985. Wham, Aha, and Madonna are in the charts. Olof Palme is Prime Minister. And across the pond, Reaganomics and Walkman radios are popular. School has just broken up for the Christmas holidays. The snow is thick on the ground, and people are out skiing, skating, snowmen line the driveways, and there are hover tractors ploughing up and down the main roads, keeping them clear. Having just broken up from school, we find our heroes hanging out in the secret den that they have, that no adults are allowed in, or even know where it is. We'll start off with, shall we say, Max. You're hanging out in the den, and you're looking with some satisfaction at the stash of sweeties and other various knickknacks that you've been able to hide in here, as you're going over it with Augustus, the exchange student. Perhaps we'd better start with a brief description of your characters. So, Max, what do they look like?
Okay, well, they are a sort of tall, skinny 14-year-old, like super, super skinny, very pale, like half grown out sandy blonde buzz cut that like needs redoing, basically.
Yep.
All of their clothes are too big. They look like probably adults' clothes that have had sleeves rolled up, like they have on sort of a beat up leather jacket that has the sleeves rolled up lots of times so that it fits. It kind of somehow looks cool. It's one of those situations. Like somehow they're rocking it. Not quite enough clothes for how cold it is.
Right.
There's some old trainers that have holes in. There's some jeans that probably have the odd hole in, and this, like an old t-shirt and a beat-up leather jacket. So they're probably not quite warm enough, but somehow making it work. Cigarette stump hanging out their mouth with smoke coming out of it, a Zippo lighter that they're playing with, and a half-healed ear piercing that looks like they might have done it themselves.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's looking like real red. Yeah.
Probably glad of the cold.
Yeah, and they're just fiddling with this Zippo lighter and eating sweets from this. I don't know what you're picturing for the sweets, but I'm literally just picturing like a pile in this den that we've made.
Basically a pile.
Yeah. Of various German candies, which I guess brings us to our German friend.
So Augustus is. So, if you imagine the popular 1980s advert for that one brand of milk chocolate with the fat Bavarian child with the blonde hair and the lederhosen, that's Augustus. That's actually Augustus. He had a brief stint as a child model 4 years ago. And because of family
His parents were so proud.
Actually got onto that. Augustus doesn't really talk about what exactly the family business is. but it's known that his father runs some sort of leatherworking factory in the town of Kink, just outside Dusseldorf. And it's very popular. It's sort of the model of West German businessman. It is the height of the Cold War.
Yep, definitely West Germany. I was going to say.
Oh no!
Oh god.
So, and his parents repeatedly send him all of this chocolate, which he proceeds to hide in the den so that Max's uncle,
Max's dickhead uncle, doesn't find
doesn't take any of it. By comparison to Max's very cool look, Augustus is wrapped in a lot of layers in Sweden in the middle of winter. He's already kind of spherical, but the two, like the thick shirt and the little waistcoat and the little necktie and the thick coat and the scarf and mittens on top of it. It's really completing that look. He's actually a little too hot, and his like blonde hair has got that sort of pasted to his forehead.
Well, like greased. Yeah.
Augustus is Augustus is very kind and very large, and honestly not going to be winning any races anytime soon, especially with the amount of both chocolate and clothing he's carrying around.
He is rond. He's very rond.
He's also probably the only appropriately addressed character.
Probably.
Oh, probably. And this actually brings us neatly to Brick, who I'm imagining this den is in the woods, perhaps a little bit further back from a road. And Brick is on their way towards the den when they see a sign on an adjoining house that is a picture of a what looks like a golden retriever dog, and it says, "Missing, Goldie, reward offered, 20 krona," which, if I remember correctly, allowing for adjustment, is a lot of money if you're 13.
How much has inflation changed? Because isn't 20 krona like £2?
No, it's like the equivalent at the time of like £20 sterling.
£20 in 1980s money is actually pretty decent.
That's like a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 20 quid when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now 20 krona is £2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But this is the 1980s, and the Swedish economy is booming.
Cool.
Also, right now, £2 sounds great.
Yeah.
It's all the hover technology and like a very, very high-tech stuff that Rick's Energy has patented in the last couple of decades. Mm-hmm. Nobody else has got anything like it.
Just looking at the picture of Brick I've drawn, they appear to have vampire bites on their neck. Don't know why I drew that there or why that's there, but apparently that's canon now.
Oh, we don't know what Brick looks like. That's a good
Part
point.
of their aesthetic. Shall we
Brick...
describe what, in fact, perhaps what Max and Augustus might see as Brick approaches?
Yeah, Brick is very like short for their age, scrawny, but that look is sort of heightened by the very oversized sort of trench coat that they wear. They've got a sort of pink-red mohawk, far too much eyeliner, just the one ear piercing, which is not new, not and possibly done by themselves, possibly done professionally, who knows? But they're also wearing shorts because they're a fucking idiot.
Oh god.
Have, like,
It's Brick you?
No. They've got a bunch of plasters on their knees and scrapes and things, and they're just apparently vampire bites. There's all lots of dark black clothing except for a bright red t-shirt, which is the same sort of lurid colour as their hair.
Is there perhaps the early blossomings of a goth phase in their future?
Possibly. It could go goth, it could go punk. It's hard to tell.
Okay, cool. I mean, we're in the rough time period for either.
Sort of poth-gunk stage.
But they are going to pinch that poster.
Yeah.
Just full on, just take it.
Okay, yep.
No competition for owning this dog.
Yep.
And sort of vaguely approach the hideout, but just stand and stare at it from like 50 meters away.
From inside, you just hear this little. They're doing it again.
What?
Brick. They're just like staring again.
I turn around. It takes some effort. I'm like sat down. I've got all these layers on. So I push some chocolate off my wrappers.
It's like when a toddler gets dressed up in like a snowsuit.
Yeah, that's exactly the image.
I can't picture his character as like a real person. He's just like a little cartoon, like completely round with these tiny little legs. Like,
I kind of squint out, adjust my glasses. Glasses so you can see Max pick up a bar of milk, wave it at them.
What are you doing?
They look cold. They're only wearing shorts.
Well, they've never wanted to come in before. I think they're too good for this place.
We've got chocolate.
Shut up!
Is this an enticing offer?
They always look so.
I'm going to just stare, like, expressionless, and slowly blink.
Is that a yes? Do you want chocolate? Blink once for yes.
I'm going to hold up the missing dog poster.
You're really far away. You're gonna have to come closer.
Forward. Take 3 steps forward.
No, you're still like what, 50 meters away?
I just
Another 3 steps.
gingerly plant the chocolate bar in the snow just outside the den, like I'm making an offering to an uncertain figure. It's like
You're making an
Just
offering to the forest spirits.
Look, if you can't be asked to come over, fuck off. Light up another cigarette.
That's a nice dog picture you have, sir.
Oh.
Or is that what it is? I thought it was a bear from this distance.
There's a curled up little dog, like in like, you know those dog jackets.
Oh, do you have a dog?
Oh yeah, that's my iconic item is my Chihuahua. So I got a Chihuahua wrapped up in like a winter dog coat
That matches yours.
that matches
perfectly.
mine.
Amazing.
That's sort of like, I don't know what the pattern is, but it's that sort of almost tweed-like brown pattern you sometimes get on like German clothing from the late 20th century.
Yeah.
And just like holds it up. Yeah, Brick. The Chihuahua stares at you with just wide, soulless eyes, and somehow you know it's waiting for your death. Or it's adorable.
Into the eyes of the Chihuahua. I'm gonna like slowly approach, not breaking eye contact with the Chihuahua.
So the snow is heavy enough on the ground that for a large portion of the time you are going to have to be carrying the Chihuahua because there's no way.
I've got a Chihuahua bag. I have a Chihuahua bag.
Yeah, they are a thing. Very much.
Oh yeah.
Is it the kind that the legs stick out the bottom of, or is it like a bag that they just sit in?
The only Chihuahua bag I've seen up close didn't have legs sticking out.
Yeah, its little
some
face
of them are
sticks
just like,
out.
It's like putting a handle on your dog.
Yeah.
Putting a shoulder strap on a dog and you can carry it.
That's absurd. I love it.
It's like it's wearing a coat most of the time, and then you just pick it up and carry it.
Just a coat with handles.
Yeah.
God, the Chihuahua I know would be so mad about that. Like, so mad.
I
My
need
friend
to
has a
meet this
Chihuahua.
dog.
It's so cute.
So,
Are you just waving your chihuahua at them? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm just holding the chihuahua.
I'm going
up
to
to
get
look.
like a lot closer, but just keeping eye contact with this dog.
I lean over to Augustus. Have they blinked since, like, we saw them blink a minute ago?
I don't think so. I blink a couple of times nervously.
That is...
I will not blink until that chihuahua blinks.
There is no mechanic for this against a chihuahua. Just roll me. Can you roll a d6 and I'll roll one and see who blinks first?
Yep.
I've rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah.
Body based, actually.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the chihuahua
Body
is.
roll. I will do a body roll. See how well I can.
I'll do a.
Use your stats.
Okay, I'll do a body. I guess it's my iconic item, so I'll do a body roll with the chihuahua. I mean, that is one success.
I've got 2.
Okay, yeah, the chihuahua
now,
clearly must blink first, I guess.
Now, you can, and I'll use this as an opportunity to demonstrate the mechanic. Because you have rolled more than one success, you can push this in order to get an additional advantageous thing to happen. Although you get to decide within reason what that is. Yeah. So, what would be advantageous for Brick right now? You've definitely won the staring contest, but what would actually change the situation positively for them?
I have no idea. It's a staring contest.
Okay. Oh, I've got it. If you want to go with this, the Chihuahua sneezes.
Yeah.
Adorably.
Ultimate victory.
I rub my Chihuahua's head, just give it little strokes. Like, oh, you're getting a cold. It's okay. You can cuddle back up in your nest, ceiling fresser. Chihuahua. Leave the head down to its little nest of where my God, I must really have trained this Chihuahua to not touch the fucking chocolate everywhere.
Oh yeah. No, that would be bad.
That would be very bad.
Yeah.
You coming in then?
I'm just gonna hold up the poster again. There's a dog missing.
Right, is that a threat? I'm confused. More words.
This dog is missing.
Yes. What does that have to do with anything?
Is it your dog?
No.
Would you like help finding the dog?
Can I see the poster?
No.
I'm gonna go and take the poster and have a look at it.
I'm not gonna stop you. I just wanted to say no.
I don't even think it's like fighting. I think I just like
No, I'm not resisting. I'm just holding it.
I think I just slowly approach and like expect to fight, and like at the last second, like quickly snatch it, like you're gonna do something. Right. So there's a lost dog and a reward, and you want help finding the lost dog so that you can have the reward. Is that what's happening?
They just sort of stare.
Fuck me, your hard
Whereas
work.
it's an audio medium and me staring doesn't work.
That's fair.
There's some chocolate by your foot if you want it.
I'm going to pick up the chocolate.
Augustus does,
Well, you know,
does a not very secret, but attempting to be secret little fist pump.
Well, you know, you'll need some nourishment after all the effort you've made in this conversation.
Yeah.
Very slowly open the chocolate.
It occurs to all of you that 20 krona is probably enough for you to buy that thing you love. I mean, it's going to be different for all of
I
you,
think
right?
I love food and lots of it. So
Well,
that's very interesting.
I feel like I might
And
be able
cigarettes.
to... I've been reading about these Walkmen, and
Yep.
for like presumably 8 to 10 krona or something.
Yep.
I don't think 20 krona is going to buy the collapse of capitalism, so probably Brick's good.
Might buy you a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook, though.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yes.
That
God, that would be
well-known,
like first edition
legally
right now.
published document.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name again? I forgot.
Seelenfresser.
Seelenfresser.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? We split the reward 4 ways. 5 kroner each for me, Augustus, and Seelenfresser, and 5 kroner for you. How's that sound?
Yes.
Great. That was weirdly easy.
I'm gonna eat the chocolate.
I think that I give Seelenfresser a little pat. Get you a new coat.
Oh.
Maybe some shoe toys.
He's already got a lot of toys, Gus. Like more than I've ever seen in my whole life for me. Yeah.
Seelenfresser, what if you lent your share to Max instead? Because they needed more. Hold on, I just need to find out whether I'm going to lose a staring contest with my own dog.
Yep.
For
I
me,
mean, feel free to roll against yourself.
that's exactly what I'm doing. For my dog. Cool. Both of us blink at the same time.
I'm gonna take that as a yes, because some of us need to eat, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. Thank you, Seelenfresser, that's actually very charitable.
Your sacrifice is appreciated.
Yes. When you're cold, you can ride in my coat as payment.
Seelenfresser pads over to you and tries to, get into your coat.
Alright, fine, I guess I've said it now, haven't I? Come here. I just, zip him up and just let the jackets and the little heads poking over the top.
It looks absolutely thrilled.
And pet him. And try and look tough at the same time.
Oh.
I mean, it's a strong thing if you can look tough whilst petting a chihuahua.
Well, I suppose we should probably start by going and asking, is there a name or a number on that reward poster?
Yeah, any starting points?
No.
Yeah, there is a telephone number on the poster. But the only other thing it says is last seen, and the date is 3 days ago, so that would be the 14th of December. Answers to Goldie.
I mean...
Does it say where it was last seen?
Yeah. It was last seen in Adelso. Which is nearby. Now, players, you will have a map of the local area in the visual aids.
Good lord, where?
I'm not sure what the rules on reproducing this for the episode is, because it is the map that appears in the book. But
probably not. I'm sorry, you probably won't have a thing, but we will endeavour to describe it well, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Adelso is actually a real place in real Sweden, but...
Oh yeah, just look at a map of Sweden then.
Oh, that's cool then.
Look at the map of Sweden. Or just look up Tales from the Loop map, and you'll doubtless find it.
So it looks like it's a little island.
Yes.
Just waiting for mine to load.
Where are we?
You are actually over in the larger landmass, near... One sec, let me just check the notes.
Looks like, what is there? There's Port Zera, Waspy...
Actually, yeah, you would be, you'd be near, I believe it's actually pronounced Wasby.
Wasby.
Yeah.
Wasby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Now, the water in between at this time of year will be entirely frozen over.
Oh, so we
so
can
you can just walk
cross.
across
Hop
that.
over, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You have to be a little bit careful not to slip up, but yeah,
Yeah, it's a
you,
good
you
kilometre on the
absolutely can
ice
just
as well.
walk straight over.
I thought there was a little place called Enby then, and I got really excited, but it's called Enby.
Ah, yeah, not quite.
Okay, so if we...
So do we want to, like, call a number, ask around? I mean...
if we went to... if we go to a phone booth, there's going to be... And we look at the yellow pages, or whatever the Swedish equivalent therein would be, then maybe... we've got the
Phone
number.
book.
We can use that to find their address.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, I mean, I suppose that's a start, isn't it? Or we could call them and say, where did you last see Goldie? They might give us a starting point, although my house doesn't have a phone.
That's why I was
I mean,
thinking.
it has a phone, but my uncle doesn't believe in paying bills.
Right.
I'm trying to think. What's the thing just below? It's Ore, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Cool. That's fine. I was trying to figure out what the penny equivalent would be.
Yep.
So it's like, I think I have up to you whether I have enough Ore to operate a payphone or not.
That's reasonable. Yeah, I'd say that. That's.
I feel like you
reasonable
would.
to use
Yeah,
that.
you've got
I've
money.
pocket money. I could, if we find a payphone.
That could work.
Yes. We're not allowed a phone.
Why are you not allowed a phone?
People listen to them.
Oh, you really think you're important enough that people are listening to you on the phone?
I'm
What
not.
makes you think that?
I thought that's the point of a phone. Augustus just perfectly straight face.
In a sense, yes. But I actually can't stand here and explain to you how a phone works. I can't do it. I'll die. So should we go find a phone booth?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Again, because this is the 1980s, phone boxes are actually quite prevalent.
Yeah.
In fact, these ones have been upgraded by Rick's Energy recently, so that they can make incredibly long-distance calls if you so wanted to do so.
Ooh.
They've got like little. It looks almost like, you know, the old-style analog TV aerials. It's got one of those on the top. And it's sort of pointed up at the sky, like, yeah, there's probably something in orbit that bounces the signal off, and you can speak to Australia if you want.
Oh.
Fun.
I'm saving up for a call home at some point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, let's give this person a phone.
I feel like we all get in the phone booth.
I feel like we all definitely
yeah.
all.
We're doing the
So, I
80s
feel-
movie
no,
thing where somebody's
no.
holding the phone and like we're all
Yep.
next to
We
it.
start all getting the phone booth. Then then realizing the situation, I take the phone book, step out of the phone booth because one of me can fit in the phone booth, or two of you and my dog.
It has a, like, the book has a chain on it.
Oh no!
It's like through a hoop. And it does come outside, like, so you could pull it out of the phone box, but
Yeah, I can't get far with it.
you can't go very much further than that. Like, if the door's closed, you're like literally up against the door reading it.
Yeah, I want to do this so that if you folks want to try calling.
Do you really think either of us should be the one to make the call?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay, let's change that.
I do feel like we get in there and then I go, hang on.
just awkwardly staring at each other like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, only one of us should make a phone call, and it's neither of the people that are in this booth. Okay, just being real about it.
We need to take the phone, put it between the three of us, so I'm on the outside.
Like we've stretched the wire around. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, it's like, okay, Max, could you ring the number?
I mean, I could, but there's somebody standing in the way of the numbers, just directly in between
Rick,
me and
could
those.
you ring the number, please?
Yes.
Hang on, give me the phone book. I feel like I hold it up, like, really close to my face, and you can look at it and try and dial the number in amongst all the limbs that are in the phone booth.
Okay.
Brick, this is the pause. Brick, please dial the number.
I do each number really slowly.
Okay.
Halfway through, you just have Max go, I am aging. I'm becoming old. Please, just any faster.
There's a pause.
Okay.
And then I start again at the same speed.
The plaintive sneeze from the Chihuahua.
And
Petted.
Eventually you hear the sound of the ringing on the other end.
Does anyone have good charisma-based sort of skills?
I've got lead, I guess.
I mean, I have 5 points in heart.
Yeah, no, you are the one making this phone call for sure.
I too have good heart, but I think...
Me and my two are going to stay quiet.
I don't feel like my heart is necessarily that kind of charisma.
No.
That's not...
I
Take my residence.
I emphatically do not have any points in lead on purpose.
Hello?
Guten Tag. Hello. We saw that we saw your poster. You about Lost Goldie.
Oh yes. Have you seen them?
No, but we'd like to try and find some. My little dog likes friends. Could you give us a little information about where they were last seen, please?
Yes. In fact, I remember we were walking down by Lundkula, and they usually like to go off the lead there, and they were running around, and I was distracted when something, I think it was a large bird or something, flew over the top of us, and when I looked around, they were just gone. I looked for hours, and I could not find them.
Okay, so sort of around, you're walking close to Lundkula, and thereabouts, do you live on the mainland or also in Edelso?
I'm in Edelso, yes.
So do you live in Lundkula, or is that more sort of the end of your walk?
I'm actually closer to Stenby.
Yes. Take a moment to think about it. Okay, so you're quite... So this was... Yeah, so... It's long enough that Goldie probably... Well, if it was a common route, Goldie would normally have come home on his own if he was able to, yeah?
Yes, it's very, very smart. I left it a day or two thinking that maybe he would make his own way home, but I just... It's been 3 days now. He must be getting very cold and very hungry. I'm very worried about him.
Okay.
How big was this bird?
I don't know. It was... I didn't get a good look at it, but it was like it flew right in front of the sun.
Huh.
Cast a shadow on the ground, and I looked up and it was gone. But when I looked back, so was my dog.
The bird ate the dog.
Okay, so...
Sorry, I don't know what that sound was. Don't worry about it. I just give Brick a look.
Is there more than one person there?
This is... I'm I'm here. Hello, I'm here with my sibling.
Hello. Yes. We're siblings.
Yes. Was there any particular landmarks you were walking by? I'm just giving them a slight look out the corner of my eyes, like.
Well, there was there's a hunting cabin not that far from there, but I don't know who owns it.
Okay.
Also, there's a farm a little bit further in, but we didn't really go past that all that often.
Okay. And so you were not too far from the hunting cabin when Goldie vanished. So.
Yeah, that's right.
And were you on the main pathways? Were you on a road? Were you on a trail?
Usually we just take the main path. It's not too busy up there usually.
Okay, so Gus consults with consulting with his internal map of where things are. Okay, well, I think that should be enough for us to at least get back to where you were originally walking, and we can take a look from there. Kind of cover the phone for a moment. Max, has there been fresh snowfall in the last 3 days?
DM, has there been fresh snowfall in the last 3 days?
There would have been.
Yeah, it snowed yesterday.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Dog's dead.
Shut up.
We shall definitely take a good look for that, and we've got your number, so we'll give you a call if we're able to find him.
Thank you very much. You're a lot more polite than the last people who phoned up about it.
Oh, who were the last people who phoned up?
Oh, they were a bunch of these kids, rough sorts. I gave them the same information that I have given you, but they were a little bit. I think it was the reward money. I mean, you can't really put a price on companionship, but.
Well, you can, and it's 20 kroner apparently.
20 kroner.
Well, look, it's. If you can find Goldie, I'm sure we can make an arrangement that suits you. If 20 kroner is not enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
You
Good to know.
suggesting we ransom your dog?
Well, we biscuit searching.
That noise again. I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry.
I've heard there's a little bit of disruption on the line. I think it's the new power lines they're putting up.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's something to do with magnets. I have no idea.
Magnets?
Yeah. The magnets. They apparently make a lot of the phone lines go all wibbly.
Huh.
I don't.
Good to know.
I don't have skill in it, but I got a couple of points in tech. Do you mind if I have a think and see if I know anything about this?
Absolutely. Yeah, go on.
No.
Can I think about that? Because I've got.
Yep.
I've got Tinker. I don't think that's.
I cannot think of that.
Okay. Yeah, if you're trying to work out what might be causing the effect they are describing, feel free to roll any relevant skill.
Is Tinker relevant in any way?
I would say conceivably, yes.
Okay, in which case I've still failed. I did not roll above the 3. There are 2 2s in there. I put 3 2s in there. Fuck me.
I can't think. I don't have enough leads to use investigate on this, so it's just like, no, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Seems legit. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you. Do
Sorry
call again
for
if you
your
find
loss.
anything.
I completely blanked on what...
I had a really...
There we go, that was the word.
I had a super weird impulse when Robbie said sorry for your loss. I think I just... You know how you, put your hand over somebody's mouth? I think I just do it over their whole face. Just no.
Oh, wow.
I do not move from it. I just stay.
Just stay. Why are you like this?
Genetics.
Oh.
Right, lardy fucking da.
I don't think we're ransoming the dog. Are we?
I mean, there was a reward.
True. They've offered.
They
Yes.
suggested it, not me.
I was very surprised when they suggested upping the ransom and reward. Now you've got me saying it.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to no money.
Yeah.
More money, even.
Yeah.
I'd say no to no money. That was the wrong sentence.
Let's just go to Adelso. It's a long walk across the ice.
Yeah, yeah, a long walk with friends.
It's the it's the 80s, so you all have various bicycle-based forms of transport if you so desire.
Is there enough snow that we can not slide everywhere?
Like the roads are clear enough that you could.
I mean, on the
cycle
ice.
If you're
On the kilometre of ice that's between the two islands.
I guess we'd cycle.
I don't give a fuck and absolutely would. Just
I
saying.
do not have that level of skill, so I will ride along the roads till we get to the ice,
And then wheel
then push bike. Just take a step off, push the bike across on foot.
you absolutely could push it.
Yeah, because I have.
I will
a
push
number.
your bike for you.
I have a number.
Wordlessly,
of
Brick will
sockets.
just take your bike and push both bikes.
Thank you.
Do you want to get on the back of mine? Let's fucking go.
There's a brief look of terror, that says, "We've done this before. It did not end well."
I know you hate walking.
Oh. Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
Gingerly step on the back. Seal and Fresser looks up with wide, saucer-like eyes. Are you sure?
In my head, every time we
weird.
change shots, Seal and Fresser is in alternate coats. Between us two. Sometimes it's in your
the
coat,
bag,
sometimes
in your coat.
yeah, in a different place in each shot.
With just one random shot in the middle of the cut between things of Brick and the dog making eye contact again.
Yeah, there's a moment where Brick and the dog are looking at each other, and they're saying there is about to be some harrowing experiences. We are going to be finding ourselves in terrifying, amazing danger again.
So, do you like dogs, Brick?
There's a very long, thoughtful pause.
Seal and Fresser's a Chihuahua. They said they could shepherd lost souls.
Please, tell us if you like dogs. The suspense is killing me.
I like dogs.
Great. Me too. We have something in common.
Oh yeah, look. All good friends now.
Yeah. Look at us go.
With lost souls.
Yeah,
Lost souls?
I read it in a book. They're from Mexico originally, before Christopher Colombo. Or no, is it Cortez? Anyway, they used to be. It might be the Aztec or the Maya, I'm not sure. Used to keep them, and they would be very well. They'd feed them, and then you'd have one if you were, and then you'd kill, and then they'd die, and they'd shepherd your soul to the afterlife.
I point at the Chihuahua. These dogs, these ones, were guides in the death world.
That's what the book said.
People believed this. I
You a lost
love that.
soul.
Augustus sort of shrugs a little. Seal and Fresser just turns to his baleful eyes.
I feel like we missed a line from Brick. What
Sorry.
was it?
Are you a lost soul?
Who is that at?
Anyone. Everyone.
Seal and Fresser just goes.
Interesting.
Yes. I'm gonna say yes. What's it to
But
you?
Just wondered if the dog was shepherding you.
Are we in the world of the dead in this scenario?
Don't know.
Well, let's hope not. And let's hope that we're going to find a live dog. I do wish I wasn't picturing a giant bird eating this dog now.
A hover tractor passes by and throws up a bow wave of snow that you will narrowly have to avoid.
When you say hover tractor, am I right in imagining like hovercraft of like the 1980s?
Yeah, the underside of it.
Hovercraft.
No, the underside of it has a number of like rather than wheels, it has sort of a number of circular protuberances, but like these protuberances are facing straight, flat to the ground.
Yeah, and they got those weird skirts.
Yeah, and it hovers on top of that. You can literally see underneath it. And like occasionally you'll get a little spark. Again, it's very advanced technology, but it's clearly very efficient because you did not hear that coming, and that's been one of the main safety concerns about it, actually, is that unlike conventional vehicles, these things are damn near silent. You actually heard the snow being ploughed before you heard it.
Ooh, interesting.
So distinct from like hovercraft in our world, which are like loud fuckers.
Yeah.
As we swerve the bike with the two of us and a dog on it, just wobbles a little. In my head, we're actually going really slowly and just kind of gently zigzagging along as Brick pushes the two bikes.
Okay, you make your way down towards the water channel, and you can see the shape of a Delso off in the distance. It's a fair ways away, but you're struck by the fact that the ice is pretty much clear and flat as a dab. You can see for miles in every direction.
Any sign of a dog?
No, but you're fairly certain that if a dog did run away here, you could see it go for 2 days.
Wow.
It's been gone for 3 days.
yeah, it has. Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Would... The fuck is your fucking dog's name, Jason?
Seelenfresser.
Would Seelenfresser be able to tell if there was another dog nearby? Like, does he have like dog senses where he'd be able to tell if there were dogs?
I mean,
is the other
he
dog a lost
frequently
soul?
tries to sniff other dogs behind, so yeah. And sometimes he tries to climb on them.
Right.
So was this big... There was this Great Dane that he was getting... He was very friendly with the other day. And then that poodle... And there was this one thing I think it was called a Newfoundland.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And in answer to your question, Brick, yes, this dog is literally lost. So I guess yes, the dog is a lost soul.
Yeah, let's see if we can... I think, fold out, like, old Ordnance Survey style map that... I'm going to assume I've got, who knows, probably.
Oh, yeah.
A to Z.
Totally.
So it's like,
definitely.
Well, I don't know exactly where this hunting cabin was, but this bit is here, is Lundskapper. So, and if you go up this far, you're getting more into that. So I kind of put like a little, you know those grid squares. Like I kind of trace a sort of square with the point of the specific
I hold
square.
the other end of the map while you're pointing.
It's like we should probably start there, and see if we can find a point where we can seize that hunting cabin from the road. Because that's just a bit past that is where the dog will have gone. And I don't have much hope for tracks, but maybe Seal and Fresser can smell something, or we might see something nearby.
Keep an eye out for birds as well. I'll look up the birds.
Not that you can see currently. It could be that you're out on the ice at this point and there's just not much in the way of animal life at all. But a thing that strikes you is that, the only notable noise that you're hearing is the sound of your feet on the ice. Or the, slight ticking of the bicycle wheels.
It's a beautiful clear day.
Yes.
Yeah. Quiet.
It's one of the reasons I like it here. It's always so loud back home.
Too quiet here.
Used to. It was either the factory had lots of machinery sounds, or when I went to school in Dusseldorf, it was always cars and buses and things.
Yeah, what is it that factory makes that your parents own?
Leather work. It's there's a lot of business across Western Europe. We do a lot of. I used to help sometimes wrap everything in the brown anonymous packaging, and we had requests from everywhere. We made. I don't know. Like I picked up a few leatherworking skills. I know how to sew buckles and make belts and gags and all sorts of things. And so this Augustus starts getting a little red faced. And boots. Made a lot of boots.
Could you make me some boots?
Yeah, I could probably hand to sew you some boots. Like I'm better with the sewing
These
machine.
trainers are fucked.
Okay.
My feet are so cold.
Well, if we get some old leather, then yeah, I could try and make you some boots.
I mean, the only leather I've got is this jacket, and I'll have other problems if I give that up.
Maybe we could see if we could find some. Well, if we got some, if there's like a junkyard, if we got some old boots, we gave them a good clean, I could probably do something with them.
Let's do that.
My grossmother actually started out.
Your gross mother?
My grandmother.
Oh, okay. You weren't just being rude. Cool.
She was. My grandmother made boots. All sorts of things from scrap leather in those days, back in the day, and boots, harnesses, coats, collars. We did a lot of work with pets back then.
Pets? Mm-hmm. Like leather wear for pets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all sorts of leatherware.
Right. Well, if you could make me some boots, that would be amazing.
Okay.
You're the best person I've ever met. Thank you.
It's at this moment that, Brick, you notice there are 3 figures pedaling on bicycles very fast across the ice in the same vague direction as you are going, but they are moving at quite a clip. They are, as they draw closer, in fact, you have a slight sinking feeling as you recognize who these 3 are. They're 3 older kids who you know from school, one of whom you know specifically because he claims to be an anarchist, but really he's just in it for the machismo. He has no understanding of what anarchy actually means. He just thinks it's the in aesthetic right now.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah. These teens are in like the next age group up from you at school. So they're all a bit physically bigger than you, and they are dressing in a way that suggests that they are part of like the punk or heavy metal scene musically. Like one of them has a big gelled up mohawk. Another one has like obviously drawn in eyeliner, but like a fake scar across one eye, and the other one has like half of their other side of their head shaved, and they rock up, sort of skidding to a halt in like an overly dramatic long slide that maybe like kicks up a little bit of loose ice off the surface. You recognize these are Mara, Macken, and Tegan. You've had history with them before. They are referred to by some of your teachers as delinquents. But really, they are just nasty bullies who like to throw their weight around.
Automatically shift protectively in front of Augustus a little bit.
Yeah.
Automatically
Macken,
shift
the
defensively
taller of the
behind.
three, the one who has the like fake scar down the eye, says, "What are you three little pipsqueaks doing out here?"
Walking. What's it to you?
What's that you've got there? Is that the wanted poster? Ha!
None of your fucking
Well.
business.
You're looking for the dog as well, aren't you? Well,
Dog's dead.
And he takes out a cigarette, attempts to strike a match off his forearm, and when that doesn't work, does it on like the sole of his boot.
I pointedly light one with my Zippo lighter and look at him like he's a fucking moron.
He takes a long drag, exhales, and gets uncomfortably close to you, and says, "You're not gonna find that dog. We are. And then we're gonna claim the reward. And you and all your little friends here are gonna have to go home to your mummies and leave the adults to do the dirty work."
First of all,
And blows smoke in your face.
you're a year older than us, so I don't know why you're calling yourself an adult. Secondly, mummies aren't really fucking relevant in this situation. And thirdly, we're gonna find the dog. I blow smoke at him. Which is like, you know, the 80s trope of
Yeah.
blowing smoke at each other. We're just
Yeah.
doing it one after the other, and it's gradually losing effectiveness the more it happens.
There's a haze forming around the two of you.
Yeah, the more we do it, the less impactful it is.
Yeah. And
Impact further lessened by Augustus like putting a hand over his mouth, like coughing slightly.
I waft it away from him and try and look tough while I'm doing it.
and he says, "That was the wrong thing to say."
Oh no. I'll fail my exam. What is this supposed to scare me?
No, but he then pulls a flick knife. But this is, and he brings the flick knife down into the rear tire of your bike.
I want to try and grab the flick knife off him.
Okay,
I don't know how to do that because I don't know how this game works.
that would be probably a body-based skill. So this would be force, actually. I think force or move.
Force. Okay, I'm quite good at force. If it's a key
Yep.
skill, what do I do?
Yep. Okay, what's the number that you have next to force?
So next to force, I have 4. Next to body, I have 5.
Bloody
Okay.
hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't fuck with me, dude.
All right. Yeah. So roll 5d6.
Okay. I have a 6.
Excellent. That's a success. That's what you need. Do you have more than one?
No, I have 1 success.
Great. Okay, that's all you needed. Right. You are able to intercept the knife on its way to the tire, and you've kind of got a situation now where you're grappling Macken with the knife, and he's desperately trying to struggle out of your grip.
Can I go up to the back of his bike and put a knife to it? Because I do have a razor blade.
Yeah, sure. You're trying to do this stealthily while the others are distracted?
Initially, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll say roll a sneak roll then.
So I roll my attribute and my skill, don't I? So it's adding the body dice to the sneak dice.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. Okay. That is 2 successes.
Okay, so this is actually a good example of you can now push that if you want. So yeah, you do succeed. You have made it to the back of this bike undetected. Is there another thing that might make this a more advantageous situation to you?
They got 2 more bikes.
I mean, I've only got one blade.
With that, you might have an opportunity if you wanted to slash the tires of the others.
I don't actually want to slash the tyres necessarily. I just want to threaten once I'm there. I want to get there uninterrupted.
Okay.
So there's part of me is going, you could just cut his brake line while you're there. That might be a bit vicious. Can I cut the brake line unnoticed and then threaten the tyre?
Yeah, absolutely you can. That's a good way to put it. Okay.
He thinks his bike is fine as long as I don't cut the tyre.
Yep. Okay. You very sneakily just sort of slice your way through the brake line. It doesn't even come away, so it looks like for a cursory inspection like it's perfectly fine.
And then I'll just
you're stood there.
Obviously hold the razor blade to the tyre.
And you see Mara go, hey, Macken, you they've got your bike. And he turns around, sort of still half grappling with Max.
Now see, this is a threat.
You worried what Mummy will say if your tyre gets slashed?
You see him, like, his eyes dart from you, Max, to his bike, to Brick. Like, Max, bike, Brick, Max, Brick. And then sort of side to side, and then wrenches his hand away from you. It's all right. You made your
Who's
point.
got the knife? Does he still have the knife, or has Max managed to take it off?
Did I get it?
Yep.
So did I manage to take it off him?
Yeah, I'll say you succeeded at the thing. So yeah, you're able to get the knife from him. Like as he pulls away, the knife comes free. It falls to the ground. You pick it up.
I just flick it open and closed and just look at him.
So now that we're more armed than you, can we go?
Yeah, I think we should go find this dog, Gus.
You see him like fume silently. Says, "You're dead. The 3 of you. You're all fucking dead." And
I look down at myself. You know, it looks like I'm alive. I'm not an expert here.
This, though.
What?
We've already questioned whether we're dead today.
Yeah.
This happened twice now.
You know, the weird thing with the Chihuahua actually worried me more.
he walks over to his bike and sort of
Chihuahua
pulls
is
it away from you, Brick.
Pulls what?
He walks over to the bike and pulls the bike away from Brick.
I don't try and hold on to it.
Okay, well, we should, how about we bike that way and you bike this way, and that's,
Goodbye.
I say, pointing in the way that will take us directly towards the bit of the Delso that we need to go to, while happening to point them towards the obvious crossing back onto the roads.
You see, he's fuming so much that he inhales quite dramatically, and the entirety of the cigarette just burns in one.
Oh, nice. Real smooth.
He spits the dog end out and then just starts riding away.
Goodbye.
So sinister. You okay? Do you need your inhaler? Right, okay, hang on. Where is it? Where did you put it? What pocket's it in? The tough veneer has just gone as soon as Augustus is in trouble.
Pockets in, I get my inhaler.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass Augustus the half of the chocolate that I didn't eat.
Aww.
Oh.
Thank you.
It's alright, take as long as you need, it's all good. Again, the toughness is just gone as soon as Augustus is struggling.
Aww, that's adorable.
We should go before they come back.
Alright, well... You hold... What the fuck is that fucking
Professor.
dog's name? I can't... It's such a stupid name, I just can't remember it. You hold Ceiling Fresser, that usually calms you down. You got enough sugar? Alright, let's go. But slowly, you tell me if you're struggling. We get on the way.
Okay. You continue on, and oddly enough, you don't see the group of teens have any trouble with the brakes on their bike, but they are out of sight fairly quickly as they are.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
The fucking brakes aren't working. They're
Yeah.
out so very quickly.
Yeah. Like, it'll possibly be more of a problem when they come to the landmass at the other side and have to slow down.
Nika, why aren't you slowing down? We're going a bit fast, aren't we?
Actually, and apologies for our listeners here, but having suggested to them that they part company with you in a slightly different direction, where are you intending on making landfall?
So we've come off the walkway. I mean, this does mean that we'll, like, basically, so as long as we get onto land a bit more southward, we can make our way back on. We'll need to ride slightly across country, but we should be able to get back to the road and then carry the road downwards towards that sighting.
I mean, yeah, we're going to Lundkulla, aren't we? So
Yeah.
if we get back on at, like, Stenby,
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
that work?
makes sense.
Are people happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you eventually hit what in the summer months would actually be like a bit of a beach on the waterfront, but right now is just completely frozen over, and there's a fair amount of snow on the ground here because it's not been cleared by the hover tractors. And as you get onto land proper, you realise with the with your bikes you can wheel them still, but it's going to be a little bit more tough going if you're going across country. You can absolutely do it, but it might mean that it's a little bit difficult.
Is there any way we could hide them?
Yes, absolutely. There are various different bits of foliage and other like large rock formations. You could hide them behind or in, depending on what it was.
Should we stash the bikes?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I won't make you roll for this, but you are able to stash the bikes reasonably well out of sight of any casual observer. And you make your way inland. It's a reasonably heavy wooded area around where you are currently. And so much so that out of necessity, really, you're having to walk fairly close abreast with each other in order not to get lost in some of the more dense vegetation. Everything has a layer of snow over it.
Trudge. Yeah,
I want to just like mark trees as I go with a razor blade, so we have a route back.
Are you like marking them with a cross or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Good call.
I just have the map out and it's like, okay, if we keep going this way, we should hit the road soon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just want to make our way back to the road and then go down to Lundfjorda.
All right. After a little while walking, you Actually, that's the point. Do any of you have a watch?
Definitely not.
Nah.
I feel like Augustus might have a watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got...
Is it a digital watch?
I mean, we're in the time of digital watches, so yeah, probably would be.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have your what would it be, Casio digital watch. Not sponsored. And you know that it's been maybe an hour or two since you departed across the ice, and you're now making your way up to what you believe to be the main road. It's certainly clear, and you walk down along the road for about another 20-30 minutes. Don't see anyone on the way. There is one point, however, where 3 orange-coloured I keep wanting to say like transit vans, but like just large professional-looking orange vans go the other way, and they all have they're orange with the Rix Energy logo on the side. They are travelling in the opposite direction to the way that you're going. They appear to be moving at quite a clip.
Glance back and then go.
This is not an unusual sight, but it is a little bit odd. Like, you see the vans here, there, fixing power lines or doing, like, they'll occasionally be men with clipboards or, like, the occasional hazmat suit somewhere, taking readings on something. But, seeing, like, more than one at a time is a little bit odd.
How many did you say there were?
3.
3.
I wonder if one of the power cables were done.
I mean, that bloke was talking about magnets and phones. Because they were fixing the magnets in the phone.
Maybe. Augustus sort of mentally pegs this as curious, but doesn't have enough to get to form further thoughts on.
Okay.
Trudge.
You continue on, and eventually you reach the end of the road where there appears to be like a wider opening area. There's like a sort of municipal car park that is largely empty, and then a wider, what in summertime would be open grassland. This is like prime dog walking kind of area.
Any dogs?
Not that you can see currently, although you can see that there are like fresh tracks in the snow and occasionally a little patch of yellow where you can see dogs have definitely been.
Let's see
either that or someone
down
just really needed to take a piss outside.
That chihuahua is so mad that you put him down in the snow. He's having none of it.
Yeah, it's a bit clearer a bit.
You put a chihuahua down in the cold, they're like, no, fuck you.
Like, no, not going now. Give it a minute. Okay, later. Pick him back up, back in the bag.
I wouldn't want to piss in the snow either, in defence.
Yeah, there are a couple of like picnic tables, but they don't look like they've been occupied recently. Again, they've got some snow piled up on them. But yeah, there does seem to be a fair amount, evidence of recent activity, but you can't see any other people about at the moment.
Anyone bored of walking?
Yeah.
Maybe we we should have kept the bikes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't.
I suggested it.
I really didn't want to go back on the road after them.
That lot of pricks.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good trick with the knife.
Yeah. You're fast.
You have a knife now.
Oh, you're talking about. I thought you meant them.
He sort of says it to both of you, just like because it applies both ways. Like,
honestly, though, you were quick getting to his tire. You like shifted or something. I didn't see you
I thought you were
move.
going to slash it and everything.
No, I left the tyre alone. The brakes, however.
What?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You cut
I'm
his
sure
brakes.
He'll be fine.
Okay, that's amazing. You just casually cut his brake lines.
He had a knife.
He's going to fucking murderers.
This is a
Unless
bright
he's
red.
dead.
Unless he dies in a bike accident because you cut his fucking brake lines, you monster. Oh, don't get me wrong,
That could be a
I love
problem.
it, actually, but...
He'll be fine. Probably.
Probably. Not sure you will be, though. Mind you, I've got his knife, what's he gonna do? I like you approximately 10% more than I did.
Okay. 10 more bikes.
Brilliant. Do any of you want to
There's a smirk.
investigate the area?
Yes,
Yes.
please. I will actually use Seal and Crystal, though I think I'm going to have to carry him around a little bit.
Oh yeah, I will say you absolutely can use Seal and Professor, who is your iconic item.
Yeah, and I would like to do a solid investigate with my dog's assistance.
Can I have an investigate as well?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not very good at it.
You
but I'll
all
do
can
it
roll.
nonetheless.
You can all roll.
I'm decently good at that.
Yep.
Okay,
I actually got one success there, so that was a successful
I'm out of luck.
investigate.
I got
Yep.
6 dice, I did not roll a 6.
I rolled
Oh, no.
10 dice. This is like my core skills and my iconic item. I did get 2 successes out of it.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll start with Max, actually. Mm-hmm. You are searching around, looking at some of the more recent tracks in the snow, because these must have been made today. It like any snowfall overnight would have covered up any of this if it was from longer ago than that. And you're seeing, definitely something that looks like boots, snowshoes, little dog paws, and then there is this big, wide, sort of circular indentation in the ground. It looks like it has little nubby toes,
Nubby toes.
but it's like the size of a dinner plate.
No.
Yeah, there is no dog that big. This isn't even like, I mean, you maybe have seen bear tracks, but like bears have like prominent digits. This doesn't.
So like each print is like the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah.
God. You two are clever, right?
Yeah?
Like animals and
Ish.
stuff.
Pretty well, yeah.
What's that?
Wander over to take a look. I don't.
Okay, you got 2 successes on the investigate, so
Yeah.
I will say that. Yeah, you also see some other tracks that look like this, but you also then hear off in the distance something that sounds definitely not canine and definitely not human. It's sort of a noise.
Yeah, so I noticed Seal and Professor looking off somewhere and then follow
Yeah.
his gaze. Like,
Yeah, like Seal and Professor has definitely found something that smells weird, and then that leads you to the tracks, and Like, I'll say, like, if Max has found one set of tracks, you're over slightly off to one side. You then found another set of tracks that leads to the one that they have found.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you can see that, like, it's a set of tracks in the snow.
Like, shh. Listen. Do we hear any more of that sounds?
Yeah. Like, it probably sounds a little bit more bassy than I'm capable of making it, but, yeah, it sounds weird. It definitely sounds like an animal, but not one that any of you are familiar with.
What is that?
Sort of, I don't know. It sounds like a sick bird or something.
Sounds weird. And coming from me, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Oh, Augustus, you see off in the direction that the tracks appear to be leading, a flock of birds just fly up suddenly, like they've been spooked by something.
Sir,
What?
where's the birds just flew from?
Oh, yeah?
Something's out there. Let's find out what it is.
Oh, okay.
Gus just like pushes his glasses up the bridge of his nose slightly, picks up Seed and Fresser and starts walking forwards, just fixed on these tracks and whatever's ahead.
I'm going to try and walk ahead of the very
Okay.
vulnerable child.
I just stick really close next to him.
Cool. Okay. As you're making your way through the grassland, you see that the tracks lead off into a slightly more wooded area once again. But as you're following the tracks, you see a small mammalian-looking creature pop its head up from underneath the snow and start scampering across the plain. It looks confused, and it's maybe like roughly the size of a badger, but it's definitely not about. It looks more like an otter, but with a rat's tail.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely looks mammalian. Maybe not a million miles out of place for where it is, but you've definitely not seen a creature like that before.
Not
Is
that
it the source
combination.
of
And
the
it's
noise?
definitely not the creature that made the
Oh,
tracks,
no.
I should clarify. It's
No.
far too small.
But is it the source of the noise, do we think? Or is that is
Um,
it something else that's been spooked by the noise?
Doesn't appear to be making noise currently, other than like sort of slightly the noise of it shifting through the snow, like, and then as it gets out onto harder ground, it's more like, and I don't know if galloping is a appropriate term for a creature of this size, but yeah, it's moving
Bounding?
quite fast.
What's that? Is that one of those? Is that like a wolverine or something? I've never seen some in person.
Oh, okay.
No.
Augustus, I think this might be a comprehend roll, if you want to try and work out what this
Yes,
is.
I
Yeah,
do.
can I roll that too? 'Cause
Yep, absolutely.
don't know what
I
this-
definitely wouldn't know.
Okay,
I spent a lot of time wandering around in the woods, so
yeah. One thing I can say, you have definitely not seen one of these in the wild before.
No
it's one
successes.
success. One success.
One success. Okay, Brick.
I read a lot as well.
Yeah, you read about this in the book. You saw an illustration of one once, but it's impossible because this is a creature that is extinct.
We're all dead.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
It's that is extinct. Ergo, all dead.
It's the creature in question is called a Iomea. Eomaia. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Oh, it's adorable.
I'm gonna Google it as well.
I too
feel
will
free.
Google this.
But it's not extinct because it's right there.
Definitely a living one, running away.
I can see it just there. Oh.
Yes. So we must be dead.
Or tripping balls.
Chihuahua.
But that happens, doesn't it? Like the what's that fish outside of Madagascar that's they found recently that was extinct. It could be a rare subspecies, like a rare forgotten species. Maybe it only lives on this island. That could be amazing. We'd be into newspaper if we could. We could track it. Wait, what was that?
It sounded like it was coming from up ahead.
Could that be like a bigger one of those adorable things?
Could be.
It'd be Gus, just like you've seen this look on Augustus's face before when he's been in the library and trying to find a book.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's just walking forward, straight towards the danger now. The obvious danger.
I'm going to stay in front of Gus.
Okay.
Again, just really
catching
close
up.
next to him.
Yep. Okay, you head further into the wooded area. You can see that the tracks are becoming more pronounced now, and there are notable evidence of something large having passed through the area. There are
Does it look
bits of
reptilian?
trees where the snow has been knocked off the branches, and even sometimes bits of bark have been knocked off the trunks of the trees, and some of the trees are now at a slightly drunk angle as you
Do the tracks look
continue on.
reptilian at all? Like, are we talking dinosaurs here?
The tracks, it's difficult to tell because the indentation that it's making in the snow is a little bit nondescript, unhelpfully. It's definitely round, and there are like 3 little knobby round digits at the front, but again, not something that suggests something that you'd expect to find around here, like a bear. But as you're continuing on, the tracks do look quadrupedal. Would you like to make another investigate?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we find.
I'll do 1, 2.
Ooh.
Oh, no successes from me that time.
Okay.
2 successes.
Is Sea
Rick is
Professor
smart.
applicable in this situation?
Yes, definitely.
Then still,
Whatever.
no successes. Obviously,
Oh, no.
10 rolls, no successes.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay. That is a bad fireball. Right. Okay. So, Brick, you are moving through the trees cautiously, given everything that you can see around you, and eventually you hear right up ahead another sort of kind of slightly mournful noise, and you then hear like a boom, boom, and you see a tree kind of off in the distance kind of go and fall over. And then after that, after the tree has fallen, you hear another boom, like something large hit the ground. You head forwards cautiously and see again another creature that is impossible. This is a creature you also saw in the same book as the Eomaia. And it is a creature that you would know, having read that book, is roughly contemporaneous with it. It has a large crested head and bulbous kind of body with 2 horns to the front of its head. It is currently lying up against the tree that it has presumably with its bulk just knocked over, and is looking a little bit kind of frail and feeble against the environment around it, which is clearly not suited to it at all. This is a Triceratops. You are all looking at it, and all of you have absolutely no explanation for why it could possibly be here.
Just for my reference, because I don't actually know, how big is a Triceratops?
Triceratops is... Oh, hang on. I have a handy little reference here. It is from nose, horns to tail, like tip of the tail. It is roughly about 9 meters.
Jesus. That's actually bigger than I was picturing.
3 meters tall.
Yeah.
I was picturing big, but I'm not sure I was picturing that big, so I'm quite glad I asked, actually.
Yeah, in fact,
that's important, though.
Okay, so context.
If you go onto the visual aids, there's open up the creatures. There is a little thing for a Triceratops.
Cool.
So, thanks to themeasureofthings.com for clarifying how long 9 meters
not
are.
sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. 9 meters is 1 1/10 the length of a London bus.
Jesus.
Right. Yeah. It's big.
It's
They have
large.
a long tail, but even so.
Even so, we can picture how long a bus is, and
Yeah.
So the dog's been eaten by some sort of pterosaur. Gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
The Triceratops appears to be rather weak and disorientated, but
Anyone fancy recreating Jurassic Park?
a film that will not be released for another 8 years.
yeah,
I don't think the book's even out at this stage.
yeah. Michael Crichton hasn't published yet. But I would give anything for a camera.
I'm just thinking, like, actually, probably in terms of films that feature dinosaurs that would be out this, you're probably gonna be thinking like Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, or something with Doug McClure in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm guessing that we would all know what a
Pretty sure there's
dinosaur
been
is,
a
though.
stop-motion
Oh, yeah.
version.
You all recognise this as a Triceratops. This would be like the thing that even in like primary school you'd probably have had like a picture book on or something.
Okay, did those dickheads before slip us some acid? Or is there a dinosaur over there?
I can see it.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that. Okay.
Oh, this is beautiful. Just, oh, she looks sick. Weren't they supposed to live in jungles?
Yes, they were.
Looking around at this snow-covered Swedish countryside.
I think this might be a lost soul. I just look at the Chihuahua.
Chihuahuas are fixed. They're fixed, determined look to its soulful eyes.
Chihuahua's resting face, basically.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually considered what we'd do if the dog had in fact been eaten by a large creature.
Well, It wouldn't be this large creature because Triceratops is, as you're probably, well, at least some of you will be aware, are herbivorous.
I don't think I actually don't think I'm clever enough to know. I see dinosaur big,
Right.
it eats things as far as I'm concerned.
Fair.
Yeah. Not book smart as a kid.
Fair, yeah.
This one won't have eaten it.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, but so are cows. Mind you, so are bears. But
This is more
this is
cow than bear.
beautiful.
So it's veggie.
This is the...
Yes, but
it's the
those
Right.
horns are not for show.
It's the find of a century. If news about this could get... There's a pause halfway through this where Augustus frowns. Why are we the first ones to find this?
We're not.
You can't see any other human tracks around here.
I mean, this is
Someone knows it's
amazing,
here.
but...
What is it doing here?
Very
Dying.
good question.
You could hide a fish in the ocean for millions of years and not find it. I don't think this is the coelacanth case here.
Someone let it out.
Let it out from where?
Of what? Richard Nixon's private zoo?
I don't know how it got here, but it didn't do it by itself.
I mean, like, it doesn't look very happy here.
It's dying.
It wouldn't have come of its own accord.
Must have gotten here.
I'm going to ask a bad question. If there are creatures like this and there's a dog that's gone missing, and this didn't eat the dog because it's a vegetarian,
Doesn't
What?
mean it didn't kill it.
else could have eaten the dog?
As if in answer, there is a different noise.
Anyone any good at climbing?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Let's go. I'll get you up the tree. Let's go.
let's get Gus up a tree.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're getting
You-
Gus
you
up a
all
tree.
Climb a tree.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to give it a stab.
Can I use force
Can we
to help him get up a
Can we
tree?
help?
Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it.
What can I use to help? Can I use move?
Yes, move would be the means by which you
You
get.
didn't need it
easily.
because I have one die to roll for this and I rolled a 2.
We're gonna help you, hopefully.
Oh wow, no sixes in
Dang.
that whole
One
load of
six.
dice for
You
my
are,
key skill.
You are able to push it, or you can spend a luck point to reroll.
I'm totally gonna push it. How do I do that?
Okay, well, a push is a you just reroll a number of dice equivalent to the number of actually, yeah, you just reroll the whole
Yeah.
set of dice that you're rolling. But if you fail again, there may be a consequence.
Cool. I will take that. I think I'm being
Yep.
risky about it. That feels
Yep.
more appropriate than luck.
Yep.
Those two were weird. So I will. Okay, I have one success. No, 2 successes.
Oh,
I have a
brilliant.
success
Okay.
as well.
So yes.
So between us, can we get Gus up a tree?
Yes, you can. Yeah, it is not pretty. It is not even necessarily the most efficient way, but you do manage to get Gus up into a tree. And these are like big, tall spruce trees. They're like 30 meters tall. So you head on a good ways up, and you can actually see some of the smaller trees parting as something comes through it that is very big and very powerful.
Is that enough to get us all up a tree, or do we need to roll again?
I would say that actually, if I'm imagining that you're pushing Gus up ahead of both of you, so basically he is as high as the rest of you are because he's being propelled by you.
That feels like it would make more sense to get him up first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take another shot
Yeah.
at my inhaler. And then just start. But like, still that mad sort of book hunting frenzy to my eyes. My focus is peeled down on those rustling bushes, half in terror, half in sort of mad curiosity.
Okay. As you make it up into the as high as you dare, really, in this tree, you see that the several of the smaller trees are knocked very violently aside, and they are like uprooted pretty much by what appears to be, and again, this is a creature that you'd all recognize. It has again, a very large, prominent head, and almost like zebra-like stripes down its scales. It has two very knobby, almost vestigial claws in the front, and a very large mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth. This is a Tyrannosaurus, and it has found dinner.
That's a very good question.
Is it feathered?
Yes. It has like a slightly feathered crest on the top of its head.
Which is like confusing all of us because the dinosaur feathers haven't been discovered yet. So we're just
So this is the real deal rather than something created to our image.
Yep. It bears down on the Triceratops and starts ripping the neck out of it. It doesn't stand a chance. There's blood and viscera going in all directions.
I actually feel like I freeze in the tree and just stare at it, to be honest.
Fair. Yeah. This is like the world's weirdest nature documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all dead, or about to be.
Yeah, you can see that this T-Rex is very much getting into the meat and bones of this Triceratops, but it too is clearly kind of visibly unsuited to its environment. Like, it is shaking and shivering and like sort of shifting about in an awkward way that suggests it is trying desperately to maintain whatever kind of body heat it can.
Okay. So, this is beautiful and one of the best things I've ever seen. But
as blood and splatter goes everywhere.
Yeah. Like full like gore horror thing. Gus is still just like wrapped with like this is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think. I have no idea how Sis got here, but I don't unless there's a secret, really warm jungle hidden under this island. We learned about. You remember we had that lesson on food webs. I pointed at the T-Rex. There's not enough around to feed that thing. You would have noticed.
I think we need to stay very quiet and very still in that case.
Good call. Okay.
Maybe
Rick is good at quiet and still.
Alright, I'm not going to make you roll for this, but it savagely manages to rip through most of this this Triceratops until seemingly it has either eaten its fill or is agitated and starts moving off through the undergrowth again. What I will make you roll for, in fact, is as it passes, that it jostles the tree that you are in. So everybody, I think this is either going to be a body or a move roll to maintain your grip on the tree trunk.
Go on the tray.
I fall out of a tree.
No.
Oh,
Two
did you?
successes from me.
Okay.
3 successes.
Oh, wow. Okay, then I will say, because the two of you have got way more successes than you needed, I will allow you to push the roll so that as Gus falls, you can attempt to catch him.
It's like by the scruff of the neck together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like holding him
Under each arm.
Yeah.
One arm here.
aloft. He has no bodily contact with the tree, but you are holding him, like, by the coat or whatever.
You are really quite heavy. Is it gone?
It appears to be moving off into the distance.
Okay, my arm's gonna fall off, so we need to get you back in this tree or down, either way.
Down, please.
Okay.
Down
3,
is good.
2, 1.
Okay, you manage to make your way gingerly down through the branches of the tree, and are met with the carcass of the Triceratops, and now the what will one day become the iconic kind of 3-digited lizard-like print of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right,
I'd
I'm
to
not
try
a
and
dinosaur
get,
expert.
a tooth or a bone. I want to get something from the
I was
tree.
going to say, yeah,
fun.
can you get one of those? Or my same instinct was to try and get, like, you see what Gus
Those
looking at one of the
horns are too
horns
big.
and just like,
There is no
nah,
way we're carrying
nah.
one of those.
I mean, you can attempt to, but like, what if you're going to try and get a horn? What are you
Yeah, I don't think
removing it
I don't
with?
think the flick knife's going to cover carving a
No,
hole.
Oh yeah, you do it
Really
with a flip
ain't.
knife in about a week.
But I'm going to try and get a bone or a
Okay.
tooth or something.
Yeah, tooth is easy enough.
Oh, could you get me one too, please?
I'm giving the first. As soon as I get one, I'm offering it to Gus.
Yeah, okay. You managed to get
I take
a
out a little handkerchief, carefully wrap it up. And
it's a molar. It's
Okay,
a,
well that is the size of your fist at least.
yeah.
huge,
And
yeah.
I was going to say it would be a big fucking tooth.
I still wrap the bottom of the handkerchief and shove it into a pocket.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know what you had here, it would look just like a slightly flat rock. But yeah. Okay, so you have Triceratops teeth now. What would you like to do next?
Really
What do
though,
I
what
know
are we
about
going
flying-
to
yeah.
do if the dog's been eaten by a dinosaur? Because we can't
Do I-
tell this person that.
Do I know anything about like flying dinosaurs? Like, well, pterosaurs. Flying do I know anything?
I think that would be a. That would be a comprehend roll.
Okay. No, I do not.
Have I
right.
read enough comic books to have the concept of portals in my mind?
I would say so,
gateways to other
yeah.
places,
You feel like that
Yeah,
kid.
yeah. I was like, wait.
I mean, are you a Marvel or DC kid, or are you like Fantastic Tales, or what?
Probably Fantastic Tales. However, since I did not read a lot of comics, surprisingly few comics as a kid, I'm going to have to go with God. Sure, why not? It's like, wait, it's like in episode. It's like in issue 42 of Captain Hero. So and they have that. And there's this doorway to the. What's the doorway to the to that kingdom full of knights and princesses? Except it's dinosaurs. They must have come here through some sort of door or hall or portal or something. How else could they get here and still, be fully grown? It's instead of being hatched, also by, I don't know, some million-year eggs that got warm somehow in the middle of Swedish winter. They'd be tiny.
What if
Unless
they were
we've got a
hatched
sort of
ages ago?
savage land. Do we have
Huh?
a sort of savage land situation here?
What does that mean?
The place in the comics, in the Antarctic, there's a jungle with dinosaurs.
This island is what, like a kilometre long?
Oh yeah, like maybe a few kilometers long, but even so, it's not that big.
We don't know that they've come from nearby. It could have been somewhere else.
Well,
Could they have been
hopped on a hovercraft.
shipped in or something?
The water's frozen. There's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
It's not a major port for a while.
I can't think of
Also-
anything more logical than the dinosaur door, and that sounds
It
ridiculous.
has to be close by, so.
maybe.
Because all the houses nearby are still standing.
We haven't got missing people yet.
No, just a dog. They can't have been here for
That you know.
long then, because you said there's not enough food.
It's a shame those dickheads didn't find them first. I'd like to see them eaten.
Okay,
That was,
you probably did a favour by cutting the brakes then, because they wouldn't have found some first.
That was dark, and I kind of
Yeah.
loved it, if I'm honest.
Another 10%.
Yeah, you can have another 10. Go on then.
I'm loving
It's a
this.
smirk.
I think that was a little strong, but okay.
Now I feel nothing but joy when I picture them being eaten by a dinosaur, but maybe it's just the crazy day talking.
I mean, we now all have a really good picture of something being eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah, but if they were smaller, it'd take less time. They'd just be like gone.
True. So
Yeah,
dog
like
probably-
that T-Rex could have probably taken them in a mouthful or two.
See the professor like wiggles around, lowering down from the moon, pads over to the dinosaur. Like,
Oh, it's huge. It's so big.
One tiny paw, and then on it, and then returns to his little carry pack.
There is a tiny little yellow patch now.
Max struggles with himself for a minute and just goes, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what to do. What is the plan here?
I think we need to find this door.
Well, if you're finding the dinosaur door, that's where I'm going. What if it goes somewhere really cool? Like somewhere
I mean, this
nicer.
is probably the most. How would you say it? What's the cool word? Metal thing we've seen.
I would say it's pretty metal, yeah, Gus.
Yeah. Let's hope that the T-Rex was going away from the door instead of towards it, though. I point to the tracks that the T-Rex has come from,
Okay.
rather
Yep.
than going after it.
Yep.
I would like to not follow that if there are any other options.
I've seen it now.
Good.
See where it came from.
Yeah,
not
you
where
can
it's
always
going.
go following the tracks in the opposite direction.
Yeah, like following the opposite way to the T-Rex tracks, but as far as I understand it, the right way for the bird tracks. Not bird tracks, but
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, the T-Rex must have come from somewhere interesting. So maybe that'll lead us to the door, or to
Giant
another
bird.
dead Triceratops.
Giant bird dinosaur.
Are those a
Would it need
thing?
A nest? Yes.
And would it have a
Flying-
nest?
Well, flying thing. I don't know. Might be a place to look for a dead dog.
Maybe.
I'm not sure we still get the 20 krona if we bring him back as the savage remnants. of his-
Closure.
I'm going to
They'll
look
wanna
at
bury it.
the poster.
Oh, yeah.
Does the poster say dead or alive at all?
No, it
Shame.
just says reward offered.
The poster didn't specify.
Well, then I think we have a case. And I could really do with a tenner, if I'm honest. So I vote we take it back if we find it dead.
You could do with a tenner. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also this dinosaur door.
Okay, so are you following the tracks back in the
Yeah.
direction they came from?
Yeah, let's not follow after the apex predator.
Yeah, okay.
Like Gus is curiosity overrides his survival instinct, but he's seen the T-Rex now.
Right.
I'm very glad he's satisfied.
You make your way for maybe another 20 minutes, half an hour in the opposite direction, and it's easy to walk between the trees now because there's been like a ready-made path just carved through this this set of trees, and you eventually find yourself back at the main road, only going in the opposite direction this time, and you find that there is what looks like one of those hover tractors from before, but it's over on one side.
Oh dear.
What, like it's tipped over, Sam?
Yeah, like it's sort of it's at like 90 degrees to the road.
We should check if there's anyone in
Yeah,
that.
let's do that.
Yep.
I think maybe some people found the dinosaurs before us.
Shit. I'm gonna, like, if it's on its side,
Yeah.
Yep.
try and, like, climb up to where the driver's compartment would be. Like, because I guess to get into it, you'd have to, like, go on top and, like, look in through the window, which is
it's got
facing the
sort of
sky. Yeah.
The thing that other regular tractors have, which is like the step up. So, the door is ajar, and there's no sign of any people, but there is a small amount of blood on the driver's seat.
Oh, shit. That's blood, gang.
I'm going to come around, look, push my glasses up my nose, and look at the car. So, sorry if you mentioned this, I didn't quite get it. Does it look as if the door has been... What I want to look at is whether this looks like T-Rex knocks car on side, smashes window, gets driver, swallow, carry on, or car on side, someone opens car door, well, hovercraft door from inside and legs it.
Right. I would say this is a comprehend roll.
Cool. Moment.
Feel free to assist the two of you if you
how much
feel there is a
blood
way
is
you
there?
could.
I want to try and look and just work out if that blood is like small injury or person died here.
Okay.
That is 3 successes, by the way.
3. Okay, right. Yeah. So you can push this
Gus
a
is a
heck of a
smart
long
boy.
way.
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie. Yeah. This looks like somewhat disturbing, actually, because there is a definite sign of impact on the side of the tractor, which suggests like something very big and very heavy knocked into it. That would probably have been the thing that turned it onto its side. The blood on the driver's seat, there is a fair amount of it, but it's not like you don't think it would be the amount of blood that if a person lost, they would have bled to death. There is, however, a number of much smaller kind of claw marks along the side of the door, both inside and outside. And you can see actually now that one of the claw marks kind of intersects the door handle on the outside. You're not sure if that would have been enough to open the door, but certainly the whoever was inside, if they had remained inside the vehicle, it would have had to, like a T-Rex would have had to have ripped the top off in order to get to them. Like its mouth would not be small enough to fit through the door hole.
But does it look as if the door was opened from the... So it definitely looks like... So the door has been opened.
Yeah, it looks like the door was probably opened from the outside.
But from the outside...
And the claw marks, are they T-Rex size or are they something smaller?
They're smaller. Much smaller.
So
Something other than we've seen,
about
probably.
raptors.
Yeah.
And so
Do I know about raptors? Do I understand them?
Don't understand them, but I kind of
I think, given everything else that you've seen... Gus, this would be something that actually, with 3 successes, you might be able to put together.
Yeah.
Both the mammal that you've seen, the Triceratops, the T-Rex, and presumably whatever third type of creature did this, are all from the same era.
These creatures are... One minute, I can actually tell you because I've still got the Google open.
Yep.
So these would be like... These are all from the Cretaceous. All the creatures we've seen, and look.
Title drop!
I don't know what that means.
It was
It's a time
about
period.
68 million years ago.
Right, that's quite a lot.
And look, see, so T-Rex knocked it over, but it couldn't get the door open.
Something
The door
else
was
could.
opened from the outside, not the inside, though. You can see claw marks raking down it, but they don't match anything we've seen thus far. There's blood in here, a lot. They were clearly injured when the impact hit, but...
Not like a whole person worth of blood,
I look
though.
at the snow.
Yeah, definitely
Are
not.
there
Yeah,
marks
is
of
there any-
something? Did something run out, or was something dragged out?
Yeah, it looks a little bit like something was dragged out. There's definitely, as Max was saying, that's not a person's worth of blood. But clearly, whatever happened, there's no human remains that you can see anywhere. At least not immediately.
So it dragged out, and as you say, ran, or they were taken.
It can't have been that long ago, can it? I mean, nothing's been reported. We weren't hearing about
you
missing
know.
people, and I feel like that's something you'd notice within a few hours, really.
Depends.
Could have
Who
been an
let
hour
the
ago or
dinosaurs
so.
out? Did they know this has happened? Someone with the ability to do this has the ability to cover things up.
True, but I don't know if it was anyone from like the mainland who had a family or anything. Like,
Does it need to be someone? Maybe this portal is natural. You know, I've said that, and that's.
Yeah.
But there's so much we don't understand.
you sound so excited.
It's terrifying. I think Seelenfresser has the right idea. Just urinating on everything.
Please don't.
But I have to know. I have to know.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Gus bites his lip.
Well,
Understandable. Okay.
if you're going, I'm not leaving you alone.
Thank you.
And anyway, interesting day. More
Yeah.
exciting than usual.
So, are you? Where are you planning on heading next?
I mean, we could continue down the T-Rex trail, but at this point, if there's any indication of where the former occupant of this flippin' tractor got dragged to / ran to, we should probably look into that.
All right, yeah, there is a small line made up the other side because the road unhelpfully actually has been ploughed, obviously very recently. That's what this vehicle was there for. But a little ways behind the vehicle, you can see a slight parting in the snowbank and a trail that leads up into the woods that are on slightly higher ground. If you follow it, you find that there's a similar path of destruction to what you had before, but you do now, having been kind of geared to it from seeing the claw marks in the door, you're seeing a number of other tracks now that look, again, reptilian, but certainly not anywhere near as big as the T-Rex. What is kind of notable, though, is you find another small amount of blood in an area that has been cleared. there appear to be a number of different tracks coinciding at this point, but then you can see these smaller tracks then kind of lead off in various different directions.
Let's not go this way. We don't want to find where the killing dinosaurs went.
Not
we want
really.
to know where they came from.
How do we know where that is? We follow them backwards?
Better than following them to them.
It's the moan of indecision. You're probably
you
right.
want to be
If they
eaten?
could get back, the Triceratops would already have gone home. So
They
it must
all
be
would.
easy to get out, but hard to get back. You're right. Let's follow these tracks backwards then.
Okay.
Or we'll
You
find at the
continue
end
on.
of that is a dead person. Or a dying person.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
That's essentially what this whole game is, isn't it? Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Sorry, I had to. Okay. So as you continue on, you make your way through the wooded area once again, and when the woods break, you see off in the distance what looks like a farm compound. These are fairly common around these parts. They're like usually a family lives there. There are various different types of buildings. There's usually like a barn, a house where the family actually live, and some other assorted out buildings. And there's all like a big fence around it. And you can see even from this distance that the barn, which is the largest of the buildings on this farm complex, has a very large hole in the corner of it. And that is where we are going to take our break. We'll be back after these, no doubt important, messages. The pace of modern life comes at you fast, but scientific studies have shown that liking, rating, and subscribing to Flintlocks and Fireballs, supporting their Patreon, and leaving a review for them on iTunes is the most effective way to ensure you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. The Patreon has some exclusive bonus content, gnarly blog posts, and community polls to determine certain aspects of the ongoing story. So why not come and join us in a community where the only sponsor is you? And welcome back. So, now that we have had the title drop of this adventure, Creatures from the Cretaceous.
Ah.
You all step through the parting in the trees and see this visage of the farm complex in the distance. It is quite obvious there is a large amount of wreckage and detritus strewn hither and thither, as like it's a long rectangular barn with like a rounded roof, the outside of which is like corrugated iron, and it's like one corner of it has just been exploded out from the inside. There is also like the perimeter fence is about 6 foot tall. There is a hole in that. There is also a gate, and there are several other sort of farm out buildings dotted about the place.
Do any of them look like a hunting cabin?
No. This looks more like
This is a farm. Cool.
Yeah, a farming ranch.
Yeah, they did mention there was a farm. It's like, they did mention there was a farm a little bit ahead of that hunting cabin.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. We should probably go and look at that massive hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a good start, yes.
Quietly.
Yeah, let's start there.
So, like, as you're approaching, you got the main
Stealthily.
gate. Yeah,
I do sneaking. Yeah.
There is a small outbuilding on one side, a small outbuilding on the other with a car next to it. The barn that has had a corner ripped out of it is beyond that, and slotted right in the middle is like the main farmhouse type building. As you're sneaking ahead, okay, yep. Everyone, roll me a move or body.
Can we roll
actually,
sneak?
Sneak, duh, yeah.
1 success from me.
Okay, good.
1 success from me.
Okay.
Oh, 2 successes. Sorry, I missed one.
Fantastic.
One roll behind my cup of tea, and I didn't see it.
I have 1 die, and it was a 4. No successes from me.
Okay,
I'm
well,
just, trudging
fortunately,
after the pair of you.
you're able to push your roll so that Gus is able to basically walk in your footsteps.
Oh.
So,
I walk where you
you're,
walk.
Yeah.
as you're sneaking sort of Scooby-Doo style up to this this fence. The fence is not electrified, but it is it does have some razor wire at the top, so there's going to be nowhere that you can easily climb over it without risking injury. Conveniently, however, there are several places where there's large holes or sections where it's just been uprooted and cast aside. So you're able to get into the main compound.
So are we in the farm now?
Yeah, you're in the main farming compound.
Cool.
Does it look like it's actually a farm? Or does it look like it's something pretending to be a farm?
It has the outward appearance of being a farm. There are, like I say, the various different farming outbuildings to either side. The old farmhouse there is probably the oldest structure here, and maybe the one that was first built. It is a 2-floor dwelling, quite nice. The large barn with the corner missing is probably the most modern of the buildings around here, but everything here looks a little bit neglected or just untouched for a while. Like the cars there, you can't see tracks in the snow, suggesting that the car has been there and hasn't moved for a while. You can see a number of tracks, however, leading outwards from the barn, and also you can see a pair of human footsteps going from the main the main farm building to the barn and back.
Do we think all these things came from a barn?
Seems probable.
Looks like at least the T-Rex did.
Right. Should we have a closer look?
Yeah. Keep an
If there
eye
are
out,
people
so
here,
there's someone
we should
here. Yeah.
we should not be seen.
Definitely.
Okay.
Keep it quiet.
I'll follow your footsteps.
Yeah. That worked last time.
So, are you heading towards the hole in the barn wall, or are you heading towards that? There is a door on the side.
Let's have a look through the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you approach the hole, you see the.
Sorry. Very late.
Making me not the only one giggling at the word hole.
Loving it. Okay. So, as you approach the orifice,
Hey.
These characters are all teenagers.
Yeah.
yeah. You see that the interior of the barn is actually largely empty, but is dominated by a large circular structure in the very center of it, around which there are banks and banks and banks of computer monitors. These are the proper CRT, chunky green and black text old style computer monitors. There's also a walled-off section to one side with a set of steps that lead down to a door. The center of this circular structure, however, is a large circular metallic ring, which has a series of what look like, Gus, you might recognize as electric capacitors around the outside of it. There is a low-level hum through all of this, and you can see that in the center of this ring there is what looks like an image, albeit slightly wavering, of a very hot-looking, luscious jungle. You think at first that the wavering of the image might actually just be heat haze rising off the ground, but you can see that there is a low sun in the background, and that the image only seems to extend to the edges of the ring and no further. It's not being projected from anywhere. It is like it's contained within the ring.
We are like a good 7-8 years from the film Stargate being released.
Visually, though, I will say, for those playing along at home, yeah, very similar.
Stargate, cool.
Yeah.
Although you're back. You built this in a basement, Stargate.
Oh yeah. This all looks like
Doc Brown Stargate.
Yeah, this is your cheap and nasty Aldi brand Stargate.
I was going to say the middle of Lidl Stargate.
But the thing that you actually notice, Ollie, is that there's these banks and banks of computers put up to it, but the seemingly the main terminal has a Sennheiser synthesizer linked up to it with a keyboard on it. You have no idea what the connection to any of this is, but it seems to be important. And when I say keyboard, I mean like the instrument, not the thing you type with.
Can we see what's in the circle? Does it
Yes.
look like? Okay.
Yeah, like I say, you have a. It looks like the scene of a luscious jungle.
Okay.
With and it's waving slightly because the image appears to be a little bit wavery. But a thing that you notice actually as you get closer to it is it could just be the amount of juice that must be running through this thing, but there is hot, damp air coming through.
Wow.
I'm just gonna whisper softly. Dinosaur door.
Dinosaur door.
Yep.
Summarizes it.
Yeah. It, like I say, it takes up most of the center of the room, other than the sort of the walled off bit with the stairs leading down.
Is there any paperwork, or is it all computers?
There is a little bit of paperwork. Yeah, there's a clipboard or two about the place. Do you want to have a quick read through that?
Yeah, I kind of want to pinch anything that
Okay.
is pinchable.
I'll look for
All right.
cameras.
Cameras. You look around, and there do not appear to be any cameras within this room. You can, however, see, as part of the banks of computer monitors, what look like a bank of monitors dedicated to feeds from cameras, and these are about 6 different images of a long, narrow room with racks and racks of shelves, and on each of these shelves there are alternatively little sort of encased glass capsules or full rectangular aquarium type enclosures.
If that's a door, could we go through it?
So, first of all, maybe we should throw a rock through to see, because it might be one way. Secondly, what happened to the doorkeeper?
What happened
Because
to anyone?
this is a really expensive and involved and delicious looking project. And there really should be someone keeping an eye on this.
Why are 3 kids in here?
Yeah. Oh, and also the dinosaurs rampaging.
No, but like,
countryside.
why have we
Why-
managed to get in here? We shouldn't be in here.
Yeah, what in-
I want to throw a rock through the pool.
Okay, you pick up a rock from the ground and chuck it through. You see there is a slight and the image sort of stutters for a tiny moment, and then you see the rock land on the ground within the portal.
I want to stick a clipboard through it.
Okay, you do so.
Just can't
And
get
pull it
right
Let
up
me
to
sort of
this thing
frisbee
now.
the clipboard.
No, I
through.
want to put half of it through and then pull it back.
Oh, okay, right. You walk up and you see it's like the best way I can describe this is like it's a semi-permeable membrane. You push the clipboard through. There is a tiny bit of resistance, but then it goes through, and when you pull the clipboard back out again, you notice that one half of the clipboard is a lot warmer than the other half now.
But it's intact.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Just like a normal amount of warmth if it had been in a warm place, for example.
Yes. And a normal amount of warm if it had gone from a cold place into a warm place very rapidly.
Cool.
Yeah, I was wondering if this is a situation where it's going to like pull the whole clipboard in, or if you're going to put in half, pull back half a clipboard.
If you've got close
Yeah.
enough to put a clipboard in, you'll notice that there is like a an inrush of quite warm, damp air.
Max kind of hasn't really looked away from the pool since we found it.
Yeah, it's sort of causing actually various different random bits of either debris, or if there's clipboards at the right angle, it's causing the paper to just flutter slightly because it's creating a breeze.
Yeah.
I want to go through.
Okay, but
Anyone else want to go through?
not at
It's
the
on
same
my
time.
heart, but let's not all
I
through at
sort
the
of
same
offer an arm.
time. And-
Hold my arm and stick your head through.
I'm looking for some like cable that we can use as a rope,
Okay.
because if you're going to
Or
go
just some
through,
rope. Is there any
have
rope?
some- yeah, or rope. Like it's something we can use to pull people back.
Okay. You can't see any immediately around here, but there might be some in the other buildings. This is supposed to be a farm, after all.
Well, I'm not confident you have that long. Like,
Yeah,
Max
that's why I was hoping
really
there
wants
might
to
be
go
just
through
some
the
coiled
door.
cable.
Yeah. Like, take my hand, stick your head through.
all right. I do the like wrist clasping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
yeah, like sort
use
of
both arms to hold
forearm
their
to
arm.
forearm.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna sort of check with like say, yeah, shall I grab hold of your belt on this side just in case?
Is that
So
my
to-
belt or?
Yeah, to Brick.
I'm not convinced I have a belt.
Oh, well, do like coat, whatever.
Whatever you're wearing.
Yeah.
A piece of clothing appropriate for grabbing
Okay.
hold of.
So I grab hold of your coat. So that there's basically like 2 people on this side as anchor, just in case.
Oh, this
Alright.
is a lot of
Works, we take
physical
turns.
contact.
All right.
As soon as you draw attention to that, there's like a mild blush.
Yeah, I'm just blushing bright red.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Why
all
would
three
you
of us
say
are
that?
now. It's like, yeah.
Well, now you've made it weird.
I'm good at that.
I smirk and I lean back into the portal.
Okay.
Like, I imagine we're doing the kind of, like, slight counterbalancing thing. Like, I'm like, we're holding both hands and I'm kind of leaning into
Okay,
it.
so basically the crown of your head goes through first.
Oh, I'm putting my whole head in. I just don't want to go in.
Yep,
Like,
okay.
real bad.
You feel like a curious sensation of it almost, like, resisting you, and then it sort of pops like a soap bubble, and your head is almost thrown back into the portal, and you are struck immediately by the like stark change in temperature and humidity immediately. You got a little bit of it just from standing next to the portal, but right now it's like you've gone from maybe -12 into +35 and humid.
Oh, it's warm.
Yeah.
It's like a relief.
Yeah.
Can we
When
hear
their
the
head's
voice?
through, can we hear it?
Yes. It's a little bit sort of like a bit wavy, but you can hear it.
And take a step backwards. I gotta go in.
You move your whole
People
body
let
through.
me.
Yeah.
What's it look like? What's the portal look like from the other side? Like, is it visible?
That's a good point, actually. From the other side, it looks like a circular hole in reality.
Okay.
Like if
But
you
it
were
is
to
there.
if you were to view this edge on, it would be like invisible, two-dimensional. Like what you can see from your side, Max, is this this circular hole, the edges of which are like kind of wavering in the air, and it is about I don't know. Actually, it's pretty large in terms of the things that could go through here, but there doesn't appear to be anything on the other side that is sustaining it. It's just like a big circular hole that's cut off a little bit at the ground because it intersects with it.
It's nothing like over here keeping it going.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, if your body is all the way through now,
I think Max is like letting go of hands, like super
Okay.
interested. Just
I'm
just
not letting go.
really wants to go through. I've let go.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
whether
let
you
you-
have
I
or
will,
not.
I'm gonna hold on enough that my arm can go through, but I'm not gonna let go at all. So
okay,
can
yeah,
step
you
through,
two
I'm not
notice the
stopping you.
change in temperature then from one side to the other. If you're all the way through, I don't know if you've ever experienced like going from one environment where it's basically ambient temperature to something that is profoundly warmer. It almost makes your breath catch.
Like stepping off a plane.
Sort of,
Or
yeah.
out of an air-conditioned building in a heat wave, yeah.
Yeah, or into a sauna, or I always remember when I visited the Eden Project once, and there was like the jungle biome they have there. Going from outside there into the climate-controlled environment inside that was like I literally had to like pant in order to acclimatize myself initially. Yeah. It was profound. But anyway, yeah, you notice it, and immediately you, for the first time in probably quite a while, you feel overdressed.
I think there's a certain, like, drop to Max's shoulders.
Yeah.
They just stand there and, like, warm up and look
Yep.
around. And yeah, they've let go of hands. They're not, like, fighting to get away, but they've, like,
Okay.
forgotten that they're supposed to be holding on to someone.
Yep. You can see your companions sort of through the shimmery window.
Yeah. Augustus has a vaguely hungry look.
Okay.
Like,
I'll offer my other arm to Augustus if if he wants to step through.
Just wordlessly takes it, and just steps through. Just straight through at this point.
Okay. Again, the portal seems to resist you to a certain extent, but you pass through it. And, yeah, immediately it is uncomfortably warm.
About 6-7 seconds of absolute wonder from Gus before
Yeah.
starts going for the inhaler because, Augustus is asthmatic and has just gone from a really cold air environment to a really hot one where there's like 65-million-year-old pollen everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, oh god!
Dense jungle. You've got where you are currently is a reasonably sized clearing, but like it is dense jungle as far as you can see for miles in every direction.
Yeah, just immediately on the inhaler. Like,
I think worrying about Gus like snaps them out of it a bit, and they go, "Well, this is not working for you."
oh, allergies! Oh boy! Oh, this is amazing.
After a few moments, you're able to acclimatize yourself at least a little bit so that it's not debilitating. But you're probably already beginning to sweat a bit.
I'm astonishingly overdressed for this. Like sweat is running. I was already a bit overdressed for the snow, and fucking Seelenfresser looks fine.
Oh yeah,
he is finally in his native environment,
living his best life. Yeah. I would imagine he's probably very confused, but loving it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you put him down on the ground, or
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Never seen again.
I take him out of his doggy bag and hold him, peel the coat off for a moment, like carefully remove the coat for a bit. It's like I have to put it back on. Like, this is amazing.
It's beautiful.
Brick, are you still holding on to them from the other side?
I'm staying on this side. One of us should be on this side.
Max has gotten a bit weird and is like really intensely looking off into the distance and just like not really paying attention to our side of the pool.
Yeah.
Like looking like they want to go.
There's the wonder like falters for a moment. Max,
Yeah?
we can't stay here.
What if we did?
You'd die. Quickly.
Quickly or slowly? What's the difference?
There's so much left to do. And we can't do it from inside of a T-Rex stomach. I wish we could stay here and learn all about this, but I don't even have my bike. How are we going to outrun everything here?
Got a lighter and a knife. Work it out.
You see off in the distance what looks like some winged creatures flitting about between treetops.
It could work. At least it's warm.
Oh yeah, it's warm.
It's so cold.
You should wear one of my jackets, you idiot.
It's on bloody charity.
And there's a sad look for a moment, and then a wistful look at everything. If you stay, I'd have to stay. And you can't keep me up trees forever. Not here.
There's just like a sad slump to the shoulders. You are shit at climbing trees.
I'm really bad at climbing trees. Seelenfress is the only one who'd make it.
Just like this sort of broken look at you. Okay, we should go back.
Look around. Are there any flowers or brightly coloured leaves or something?
Yes, plenty. In fact, there is an abundance of various different wildlife here.
I take off my gloves, hand them to you. It's because you shouldn't do this with your bare hands. Cut some things. We bring some back.
Okay.
Then we'll always have something from here.
Hand on shoulder, just affectionately.
Okay.
All right. I cut some flowers and give some to you.
As you're cutting the flowers, you see one of these winged creatures. It's a lot larger close up, and it appears to be swooping past you. It lands in the upper section of a nearby tree and spreads its wings. It has a wingspan of at least 3 meters.
Any sign of a dead dog?
No, but you can see what
The
it
real
has landed
questions.
on. You can see what it has landed on is not something that should be here in presumably the Cretaceous period. It's a treehouse.
Oh.
It is a crudely made treehouse with a ladder made from little planks nailed into the side of the tree, leading up to the bottom of it. But this creature has started basically roosting on top of it.
Dinosaurs didn't build tree houses, did they?
Not to my knowledge.
To our knowledge.
Do we think there's anyone in there?
Now is the time for rope.
Back. I'm going to say, and
In fact,
taking a breath, I'm going to step back through the. Take your hand, break and go. Swap round. I'll stay on the other side.
okay.
You look after Max.
Max is
I
still
don't
very
know that
weird.
You're safer on the other side. We should
One of
get
us needs
rope.
to.
Okay.
Maybe we should find some.
Is there anything we can use as a rope? just
If
some
you
sort of
were to
tether.
have a look around, there may be. You'd have to move outside of the room that you're in, though. On the plus side, though, you've discovered from having done all of this that you're passing through the portal in both directions does not appear to affect it in any way.
Oh, good.
I mean, you've
To
persuaded
be
Max
fair.
to leave the
Yeah.
portal now. If we want to go look for rope, we can do that.
If the portal closes, what the fuck's a rope going to do?
It's a good point.
I mean,
All right.
We go
Took
look
us
at the
then.
tree house.
all of us.
Rick, will you come through?
I mean, what's keeping me here?
Let's look at this treehouse.
Just like a knowing look.
Oh.
Besides, I want to know who's here.
Okay.
You are so weird.
Says you.
So
There's a
you
little bit
are
of a blush.
Oh yeah, same.
Gus
excellent.
does peel off his coat though, put it under one arm, because oh,
Yeah, bloody warm. It's nice.
So, afterthought, Gus peels off 2 coats and a hat and just tosses them through the portal to the other side.
Okay.
Well,
They are on the other side.
I'll come back for some.
I mean, you only need him if we go back.
That's an if. Let's see this
Yep.
treehouse.
Okay. As you approach, you see that the creature on top, which, you are fairly certain, those of you who have who read the book on the Cretaceous period, this is a pteranodon. It's as you approach, it sort of screeches and unfurls its wings again in sort of like a threat display.
That's bad, right? Isn't it?
And I don't think it's a mating call.
I hope not. Oh,
That'd be a lot.
Last thing you want is a randy pteranodon. Yeah.
Its mate might show up at that point.
I meant towards.
Oh wow. Your brain is a very interesting place.
I look at the Trandon and then your leather coat. And then your Trandon is like, I don't think you can match that display.
I'm not gonna wave my jacket at whatever that is.
Coward.
Oh
No.
no.
Oh no.
Why would you bait both me and my character like this? Why would you do that? I look you dead in the eye and I wave my coat at the pteranodon, you cunt.
Okay.
Obviously. You've improv baited me.
Yep. Okay. I need to roll some things.
I never would have done this of my own accord. This is your fault.
Okay, I need to roll some other things now.
No.
Okay. So, the pteranodon, its wings unfurled, starts to sort of flap, and then just launches itself off the top of the tree in a dive at all of you. I need all
I'm
of
gonna
you.
tackle Max.
Okay. This will be I think, force.
Oh dear.
Can I do a force to try and drag Gus to some manner of safety?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm just going to do a move to try and jump to safety.
I rolled badly.
All good.
I rolled 1 success.
I have
Okay.
1 die, and it was a success.
Oh,
Yes!
I
Okay.
failed miserably.
Okay. Right. So what
But I
happens
might.
is...
Can I use? Should I use? It feels like a time to maybe use luck or push a roll.
You absolutely can if you want.
Yeah, fair play.
I'm gonna try luck because
Okay.
I think failing this roll at a push might be really bad. So luck,
I
do I
couldn't
just get
possibly
to reroll?
comment.
Wow, fuck you. What do I do for luck? Is it reroll everything or just the one?
Yeah, you re-roll it as if for the first time.
Oh, that's no better.
Okay.
Force is not my strong point.
Right. Okay, so you're attempting to sort of shove Max to one side.
To
Well-
safety, yep.
Yeah. You do so, but Newton is not with you today. You push them away, but you are also pushing yourself away from them. It's part of the fact that Max is at that moment also trying to get Gus to safety.
And Gus is trying to get Gus to safety too.
Yeah.
So like, there's definitely a way this is swinging.
This creates a sort of V shape between Gus and Max on one side and Brick on the other. And as the Pteranodon swoops down, it instinctively reaches out with its claws, its underslung claws, and it doesn't manage to grab either of you because it is grabbing where you just recently were. On the flip side, however, it is close enough to you that the sheer weight and rush of wind as it passes by bowls you off your feet, and you are sent tumbling into the undergrowth. You have a condition, which is currently that you're a little upset by this.
Whom has a condition?
Brick has a condition.
Cool. I failed twice, so yeah.
Yeah.
What does it do once it's made the swipe?
Having made the swipe, it gains altitude and starts to pivot around to come back for another pass.
Okay, we need to hide. Is there anywhere we can hide?
I point to the treehouse.
Yes.
Yep.
Treehouse, no!
Okay.
Yep.
You clamber up the hastily built steps of the treehouse, and there is just like a hatch there that you open up, and inside the treehouse you find a very small camp bed, a small equipment safe, and what looks like a portable writing desk. It's not like a full-sized writing desk, but it's like a thing that you can set up in order to write on. There's also a backpack with part of its contents strewn all over the place. On the camp bed, there is a middle-aged woman, unconscious, sweating profusely. She has kind of like curly, almost ringlety hair, and is maybe about 55 at a push. You can see also that she has on like a set of overalls, but that have been stripped down to her waist, and underneath there is just a very simple bra and vest underneath. Having got inside, though, you can see outside that like there's a window in the side of the treehouse that the Pteranodon has now swooped down and has risen back up again, and you hear above you its legs land on top of the treehouse, and and you hear like a little sort of percussive tap on the outside of it.
Is there any sort of weaponry in here?
Ooh, good question.
Anything that could be used as a weapon?
Anything that could be used as a weapon. There are a couple of tools like hammers, spanners, chisels, like a little rock hammer for gathering and shaping rocks. There is a medical kit that has a pair of scissors in it, but nothing hugely formidable. What you do see also, though, is that there is it's like a plastic drum, which the lid is off, and you can see that there are a bunch of what look like cuts of fresh meat in it. I say fresh. It's been in the jungle for a couple of days.
Well, meat, less fresh, but nothing that could be, say, a club in a pinch.
Yeah, there are a couple of hammers. There is a there might actually underneath the bed. In fact, you see there is a crowbar.
Okay. I'm gonna pass that to Max.
Okay.
Seems like our best bet.
Thanks.
If that thing flies, its bones are hollow.
Okay.
Right, good to know.
I have as another thought. Who's good at throwing?
No
I put
idea.
a hand up.
Right. There's this big drum full of meats there.
Yeah,
What if
distraction.
we just hurl one of the meats, one of those steaks out, and like it's annoyed, but would you pass up a free meal of whether over one you had to work for?
No?
No.
Maybe we throw some steak out.
Give it a try. I chuck a hunk of steak out the door, like as far
Okay.
as I can.
Yeah, well, it'd be more like out the window, but yeah, same
Yeah,
difference.
whatever.
I think this is going to be a force.
Force I can do.
Yeah.
That is no successes, so I might force it.
Okay. So you're pushing the roll?
Yeah, that's the one
Okay.
pushing it. Sorry, forcing is another game, I think.
Yes. Too many RPGs.
That is 3 successes.
Oh,
Bloody
wow.
hell.
Okay, yeah. You, sort of set yourself up a little bit and kind of throw it almost frisbee style. It, flies in a sort of mismatched pattern through the air and splatters a good distance away from the treehouse, and the pteranodon immediately dives after it. You can see it off in the distance there. Its talons kind of hit the ground, and it immediately starts pecking ravenously at this piece of meat, and it's I think probably the closest equivalent any of you would have seen is like a seagull who has found the remains of a chip. Yeah.
But it's decently distracted.
Oh yeah, it's like tearing strips off and like forcing it down its gullet in that sort of vaguely avian kind of way.
I want to look at the paperwork.
So you see you looking at the paperwork.
I'm gonna try and wake
Also
this
the
woman
unconscious
up.
person. I'm less interested in the person.
You help.
Okay.
Okay, you try and help the person. Brick, we should just steal all of the paperwork and look at it somewhere there's not a giant bird that wants to eat us.
Yeah.
I'm already carrying Seal and Fresser in my arms, so I got a doggy bag free, like a doggy satchel free to just shove paperwork in.
I have a lot of big pockets. This coat is full of pockets. It's mostly pockets.
Yeah.
With the air of someone who has done this many times, I check her pulse and if she's breathing.
Yes, she is definitely breathing, and there is a faint pulse. You can see that, like, she is. It's a little bit difficult to tell, but even given the surroundings, it looks like she is sweating because she is feverish rather than just because of the ambient temperature.
There's not any sign of obvious injuries. This looks like illness rather than...
Yeah. You can see that, like, the big backpack that has some of the contents of it strewn across the floor, you can see that one of the contents was a first aid kit, which is partially open, but also you can see various different other items, like a mess tin, but the large body of the backpack is actually taken up by 3 large eggs.
Well, I'm going to put the backpack on.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. As you examine the lady, however, she sort of groggily opens one eye and can't really focus on you. Says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
You're on the floor. We're checking on you.
You
Are you
left
not
the
well?
door
You're
open.
really warm.
The med kit. I need the medicine.
Which
Anyone
one?
see a med kit?
Oh, we've got
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah, there's one on the
Pick it
floor.
up and pass it over and bring it over. Which medicine do you need?
Antibiotics.
Okay, I'm gonna look through for. I don't know whether Augustus knows to look for something ending in Cillin or not, but he's gonna look at the packaging.
Okay, yeah. I'll say, yeah. Give me a comprehend roll.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I haven't used my luck yet. I'm going to burn luck on try and get that.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. Okay. 2 successes.
All right. Yes. You see, actually, there is a number of different drugs that end in Cillin. You also know that probably in this instance, the correct drug ending in Cillin to use.
Like, okay, so this is. I mean, technically, any
I,
of them
Sam,
would
do not
if it's
know
ending
if this
in
is
Cillin.
like penicillin, amoxicillin, or whatever. But
in this
no
case,
idea.
we're gonna. Honestly, any drug ending in Cillin will do for this. But she's got a bunch of different ones, and there's like.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want to use. So let's. What have we got? We've got diazepam. Nope. We've got.
Midazolam.
Lysergic acid. Nope. That's just there for fun. Okay, here we go. Flucloxacillin.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Do you hand it to her?
I check the packaging for what the appropriate dose is and pull out 2 different. Get 2 capsules of broad spectrum antibiotic and see if she's got some bottled water or something nearby to hand her as well.
Yes, she does. She sort of slightly shakily takes the capsule, draws out what appears to be the correct dose, and just mainlines it straight into her forearm, wincing slightly.
Actually, no. If she's got the, you could actually do, you could do it intravenously. So pills would be the easiest way. But let's assume she's got an intravenous one at work as well.
Yeah. Takes out the syringe and sits up very shakily. And Brick, it's at this point you recognise this woman. This is a woman who used to work with your father until not so long ago. You're sort of struggling to recall her name, and then it comes to you. This is your father mentioned another brilliant scientist who worked with him for a brief time at Rick's Energy, but was something of a cantankerous figure when it came to what the things they were working on were being used for. There tended to be a lot of rather heated discussions about like technological patents and various other different ethical concerns of holding on to some of the discoveries that had been made at the loop. And eventually she left. You don't know what the circumstances were, whether or not she was fired or jumped before she was pushed. But apparently, from what your father alluded to, it was not under the best or most friendly of circumstances.
Hello. I am Augustus. What's your name?
Lena Talon. What are you kids doing here?
frown of actual recognition from Augustus here.
We were looking for a lost dog, actually, and things sort of got away from us a bit.
Have you seen a dog?
Oh, no. What day is this?
It's
17th?
17th. Also, there appears to have been a large number of very large dinosaurs that have gone through your portal.
You left the door open.
Oh shit! And she's still very groggy, and this treehouse is small enough that the three of you don't have a problem standing up in it. But as she tries to get to her feet, she bumps her head on the ceiling because she's still a little bit disoriented. Oh fuck! And
Who built this?
What? Oh, I knocked it together. I needed a place above the tree line. I could get a look at the surrounding landscapes. It's impossible to navigate on the ground.
I lean into Max and whispers. It's like, your uncle, when it was late into the evening, he mentioned someone called Lena Selin had been fired from one of the places he patrols. Said that she saw revenge or something.
Revenge?
Yeah. He was not very coherent when he said it.
He was pissed, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Lena eventually turns to Brick and says, "Hey, that's mine. Give it back."
No.
Pointing at the backpack.
No. It's mine now.
What are you going to do with it?
Look, kid, I don't have time to argue with you. This is important stuff. You have no idea the ramifications of what will happen if that falls into the wrong hands.
Why don't you explain?
Alright, but would you mind awfully if I were to explain all of this when we are safely back in our point of origin? I don't know how long that portal is going to stay open. It was never intended to stay open this long.
Wait,
what are you ill with?
It wasn't?
No, once I open it, I go through, I leave it open so I can return, and then I close it down. But you say, wait, it was the 17th? I opened that on the 10th.
You really fucked up.
What you're ill with?
I couldn't tell anyone about this, could I?
Is everyone gonna get ill? Are you bringing back a bubonic plague style thing?
Isaac do anything?
I mean, Brick has a point. Are you ill with something you should be bringing back?
No, it's...
Are we ill with this now?
She pulls up the hem of one of her trouser legs and shows an old cut on it. She says, I grazed it on a rock a few days ago, and then I started feeling faint. I came back up here to try and sleep it off, and clearly I slept for longer than I expected. This.
Gross. Can I touch it?
No, God, what are you talking about? Give me that gauze. And she gestures at the dressings in the med kit.
She's gonna push the med kit towards her.
Right, yeah, she takes it out, starts getting the disinfectant out and swabbing it. God damn it!
Are you planning on coming back?
Yes, of course. This is only a scientific operation after all.
Would you like an apprentice?
Okay. I'll say make a charm roll.
Ooh, I'm very charming.
I want to see what you say, and then depending, I might intervene.
One success.
Okay.
Up to you how willing she is, though.
I would actually try and support this, though.
Sorry, what was that, Jason?
Can I try and support this and come in?
Yeah,
with
okay.
Like a second argument.
Yep, that's charm again.
Okay, so just kind of coming and going. Listen, and kind of thinking for a moment, and going. You were working for what was it to have been Rick's Energy.
Yes, that's
I know
right,
you.
bastards.
I know you left recently. You can't have a lot of people supporting you, but I've never known someone as clever or as loyal as Max. If you need someone who will be discreet and help you out, you could not do any better.
All right. Well, I suppose I have all of you to thank for getting out of here alive. So it's the least I can do.
Hey, one success as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Look, we can talk about it, but I would prefer if we
But
were
it's a
talking.
yes.
Yeah. I was hoping that there would be somebody I could eventually share all of this, and she gestures broadly at everything with. It's just those bastards are only seeing the kroner in it. They don't care about the science at all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right.
Right.
Come on.
We'll figure it out, but I'll be a good apprentice, I promise.
All right. First things first, then. We gotta get all of this stuff, and she gestures to the various different pieces strewn across the house. The notes are the most important thing, and then the samples in the backpack, please. And she turns to Brick. Please be careful with those. They are literally irreplaceable.
I have already looted her notes and stuffed them
Yeah,
into my
I've already
document.
got all of the notes.
Okay.
The notes have been looted.
I think I'm the only one who's actually not stolen anything here, which is a plot twist.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would like to lean over to Gus, though, and just, whisper, thank you. Just quietly.
Just share everything with me.
Of course.
Okay. After a few moments harried gathering up of things and shoving, you can see, obviously, Practical Woman, this set of overalls has pockets on pockets on pockets.
Yes. Excellent.
And then, slowly, gingerly, she starts climbing down the ladder of the treehouse. It's oh, God. So, did you kids just wander in here?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
followed dinosaur tracks.
Oh, I've got to get some more security droids. Ugh.
Your
You
dinosaurs
could
have
really-
eaten someone.
Maybe more than one person, actually. There was a whole hover tractor that was over.
Oh, well, if it was open, of course, they'd have just wandered through. It's a miracle that the portal is still open. All right, quickly, we've got to get back there. And you route march the short distance back to the portal and find it still, as you left it, sort of wavering in the middle of the clearing. As you pass through, you feel the same kind of slight resistance as you cross the threshold, as it were, and are hit quite starkly by the temperature change as you arrive back in 1980s Sweden.
Another hit on the inhaler.
Yeah.
Grab my top coats.
And Lena goes over to the synthesizer keyboard and immediately says, "All right, so okay, da 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 da," and the portal sort of closes like an iris and then winks out of existence.
That's how you open and close the portal.
Oh well, no. To open it, it's take on me. but right. Quickly, and she moves over to Brick and starts taking the eggs out of the backpack and hurries down the steps to the side with them. Opens the door to the area down below, and you can see in there are racks and racks and racks of storage units, and there are various different stages of development from egg to small infant dinosaurs. There are two hastily painted blue robots that are vaguely humanoid, walking up and down the racks, just carefully rearranging stuff, ministering to the dinosaurs. Lena goes and puts the large eggs in some sealed containment units and says, "Okay, right. So yeah, this is the incubation room. We're probably going to be spending a lot of time here now until. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is some good shit." And it's trying to steady herself a little bit.
Do you need a chair or something?
Probably. There's one in the house. Right.
All right. Hang on.
She starts moving in that vague direction, looks at the destruction that has been wrought, saying, "Oh, fuck."
I feel like maybe we should call someone about this.
Oh, no, do not call anyone. This is...
Who do we call?
If Rick's Energy get hold of anything here, it will never be seen again. Not the light of day.
There is...
Right, what about the dinosaurs? Do we just wait for them to die of the cold, or...?
I mean, there's a dead Triceratops body. Someone's gonna find that.
Half an hour from here.
They'll have been going up and down the island, most likely, trying to find and capture them if they've been out for... How long was it? Days?
Yeah.
I'm surprised this place isn't crawling with them already. All right, everyone, get into the main house. Come on, and you follow her into the main house, and she opens the kitchen door and sort of claps her hands like Isaac, and you see another sort of anthropoid robot stand up. He appears to be wearing a yellow waterproof hat, the sort of hat you might expect a sailor to be wearing, and has a big blue overcoat around him. But the visage looks almost skeletal in nature. It looks quite disturbing until you hear the voice emanating from it that says, "Oh, mistress, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't realize what the time was. Please, let me clean you up." And Lena says, "No time. We are getting out of here now." Oh dear. Yeah, for those of you who have seen it, there is very much something of the C-3PO about this robot, albeit he is slightly disconcerting.
Yeah, that's a proper robot, that is, isn't it?
Oh, and pleased to meet you, young child.
Max.
Pleased to meet you, Max.
Hello.
Are these your guests, mistress? Yes, for now. Although we have to get out of here. We're engaging the Omega protocols. Very well. I shall prepare the vehicle. And he immediately starts moving off towards the vehicle, which you see is it's one of those large, almost American-style bench seat pickups. And he starts loading stuff onto the back of that. So, look, I'm afraid we're a little bit short on time here. So if you're serious about helping me, then
yes.
I need you to take a bunch of these things, load them onto the back of the truck, and we're out of here in 10 minutes tops.
Okay.
I can do that.
We start trundling off and trying to help move things onto the truck. Cillian Fresser, by the way, before the end of this, is going to go up to the Stargate, lift a leg.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There is a slight fizzle on the
Steam.
On the point of because it's a load of capacitors with a lot of juice going through it. It would. Okay, so over the course of the next 10 minutes, you are rushing about, grabbing various different computer terminals and big, almost room-sized, well, not room-sized, but like big chunky servers that have at least like 8 megabytes on, and they're all piled onto the back of the truck, and there is a small climate-controlled storage unit placed onto the back of the truck, lashed there, and a bunch of the different samples are piled into the back of that. After 10 minutes, you all pile into the front of the truck. Lena takes one look back at the farming compound, turns the key, and floors it out the main gates into a future you are uncertain about.
There is one question I have to ask, just
Please.
As it's happening.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, do you happen to have about 20 krona? Because I don't think we're finding that dog.
Oh, trust me. The contents of even one of those samples to the right buyer is probably worth 20 million krona.
Told you the dog was dead.
You alright?
Over the next couple of days, it is noted in the paper that there have been a number of disappearances. First a jogger, then somebody who works for the local council, and the eventual explanation is they were the tragic victims of wild animal attacks. Rare, but it happens occasionally. Bears are the likely suspect. Within a couple of days, the compound that Lena was running is immediately shut down. There are a large number of Rick's Energy vans around it, and anyone who goes there within a day of that happening finds the place utterly deserted, like a whirlwind went through there and removed all signs of human habitation. It is quickly put up for sale and resold. The papers are notably absent any mention of any specific creatures that should not be in the local area. There is apparently an article on some communication disruption that has been caused, they claim, by unexpected solar flare activity. But a little while later, just outside of Stockholm, a large battered pickup truck pulls up, out of which steps Lena and speaks to a figure in a fedora hat and a trench coat with the neck pulled up, saying, "Okay, so you know what I have to offer. I was hoping that maybe you could drop all of the charges of reckless endangerment and abduction of minors, and possibly the industrial espionage. That's not beyond the realms of possibility for your people, is it?" And the figure in the trench coat says, "Well, I'm sure we could come to a agreement. The organization I work for, DARPA, would be very interested in taking you on, with them as your assistants and apprentices, of course. And Lena says, well then, looks like we have a deal. I didn't know treason was so easy. And that is where we will bring this story to a close. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank all of you very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s.